Alright, hello gamers, welcome back to the show. I'm your charming self-proclaimed yet still humble host, Mukluk, and today we are back in Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. I'm picking up where we left off last time, and gonna continue the story from here. Last time we had a huge fight in this area. Let's see, Hardened Shield. 22% shield block chance, 1% deflection, 8% parry. 22% shield block chance. So lower block chance, but it has 8% parry on it. Don't know if that's worthwhile to me. Alright, grab that. Looks like there's a box under here to get. Hey, Ark, what's up? What the freaking? Hi, Darby. Get confused by the intro, I guess. Radiant Shield, 25% block. Whenever the wielder blocks an attack, the attacker must make an agility resistance test or become blinded for 1 round. Okay. Grab that. Pascal, pick the lock on this.
My success is an
Cargo.
irrefutable certainty.
See, seeing people of such noble blood is the highest blessing. That's a dirty fountain.
Patience.
Ark, thank you for the
My
prime.
man's
Appreciate that.
afraid.
It's so strange seeing someone you know from one game suddenly playing another game you also enjoy. What's up, Ghost? Gara. Governor Rualdo. The governor's hand reaches for the amasec, but flinches under your gaze and abruptly changes trajectory towards the appetizers. Today is a very nervous day, Your Celestial Highness. And when I feel nervous, I eat, and drink, and eat again. That's just the way I am. But Emperor have mercy, the food today is to die for. Would you like to have some? I recommend you try the fried alcadont, whose horns were still goring my hunters just the other day. And here we have some 5-tailed shrimpariuses in stewed black eye sauce. These fellows need to be eaten quickly before they scurry off the plate. As for the side dishes, you simply must have a taste of the crispy blabbered shells seasoned with blue glut. This spice scorches your tongue, but follow with some amasec and it will feel like the waters of life itself. Carouse. Defeat the blabbered shells seasoned with blue glut. Why is that carouse? You pop a fried blabbered shell into your mouth, first one, then another, then another. The blue glut stings your tongue and throat, but Mukluk von Valancius is made of sterner stuff than all these milksops. Eventually, you crush the last blabbered between your jaws before wiping a napkin over your chin and tossing it victoriously off the table. You've gained the Guts of Iron effect. You've managed to keep a stony face while downing an entire dish of hot blabberids, a show of steel-hot composure. Increases character's intelligence and willpower in the next combat. This is a one-time bonus that disappears after the combat ends. Oh, okay. We got some XP at least. Let's see. Will says, hey Muck, we just started co-op run yesterday with a friend. We did so on normal difficulty. For a duo who have finished Baldur's Gate 3 Honor Mode, do you think we'll be okay, or is it going to feel like a snooze fest? I have never played this on multiplayer. I didn't even know this had multiplayer. I don't know. So I would say that the main thing that comes to mind is like what I'm doing right now is there's a lot of parts where you read and it's not voice acted, right? If you guys are fine with that, then I think you'd be fine. Tomorrow I start my full-time job, unfortunately, because time zones only be able to watch your streams on the weekends and miss out on Gilbert's 2 streams. Word funny moments. Oh, I'm sorry, Claire. If you're interested in the VODs, there is always the VODs. Incredible, but how? How did you accomplish it? My fellow revelers, let us raise our cups to the unbreakable strength of the God Emperor's emissary. The entire Thessari nobility lift their golden goblets in your honor. Athletics. Attack the giant alcadont ham. 85%. Success. You sink your teeth into the greasy morsel and deftly nibble it to the bone in front of the entire court, who watches you with morbid fascination. Carnivore to the core. Strength and toughness increased in next combat. Magnificent! Not even the rock serpentid that recently ate our cobbler could match you. Unlike your Celestial Highness, it spent 5 entire suns chewing through him. The governor toasts you excitedly. 0% on the next one. Now that we've had some refreshments, let us talk. Verily, your Celestial Highness. He reaches his ring-studded hand for the goblet, but stops at the sound of Maev's voice. My lord, remember what the physician told you. Temperance is the best cure for your ailments. I fear you have disobeyed his wishes again today. And now I am paying for it with a compromised sense of balance and a regrettable inability to admire the disguised impostors. And the hunt is already in full swing. Solomon leaves over to you. Rogue Trader, once you've had your fill of the governor, let me ask him a few questions. What is this hunt you mentioned? Roaldo waves a hand at Maev. Be a darling and tell our guests about the amusements. I am a little exhausted. Will says, okay, the reading is really not a problem. Let's hope the combat part will be good too. I enjoy it. It's certainly not the same as Baldur's Gate 3, but I do find it very engaging. Brovalone, welcome back, dude. Thank you for the tier 1 sub. 84 months. Jay Revis says I'm a newbie here. No English. What's up, Revis? Welcome. Of course, my lord. The impostor hunt takes place every moonlife. Shortly before the event, the servants are thoroughly cleansed of dirt and foulness, combed, dressed in expensive clothing and masks, and invited into the courtyard with the rest of the guests. The nobles hide their faces as well, and then they try to guess who the impostors are. Telling one from the other is quite a challenge sometimes. The governor suddenly perks up again, and that is the best part. I highly recommend you try it, your highness. It makes for a very interesting change of pace. On this occasion, the privilege of branding, if you will, falls entirely to you, our honored celestial guests. Suppose I found all the imposters. What happens next? Maev produces a shimmering slate featuring a string of fine inscriptions. This is a data brand, one of our off-world treasures. We handle it with the greatest care, and yet all of Thessira's jewels and miracles cannot compare to the resplendence of your glory, my celestial lord. When you find an imposter, you need only mark them with this wondrous brand. Analyzing. This brand is the property of the Edex Venteris food factory. It was used to mark the meat of high-protein specimens on the planet's fauna. The inscription in Proto-Gothic translates to Grox on corpse feed. At the end of the hunt, we hold a great feast. If you guess at least one of the imposters, you also win a fine prize. If you guess all 4, there will be an even more special reward. I remember at one of the hunts, a servant played the role of a baron so well that all the lords unanimously granted him favor and let him keep the title and privileges of the nobility. Such a thing rarely happens, but who knows what the evening will bring for tonight? It is you who will determine the worthy, my celestial lord. Hemok, how to buy Guild Wars 2 with your code? Yes, that's the code right there in the chat. Thank you, Seth. You just click that link and then click on whatever you want to buy. And as long as you don't have something blocking cookies, that's all there is to it. And thank you. Solomon, did you just admit that there is masquerading rabble among the Thessarian nobles? Illiterate with no idea how to collect tithes, or by the throne that actually explains so much. The proctor scoffs and glances at the enthusiastic guests. Go ahead, Governor. Commence your charade. The sooner we start, the sooner we finish. The Governor lets out an audible gulp. It shall be done, Master Judicator. How does one find an imposter in the crowd? By the way they talk, by their lack of restraint, the unfamiliar delicacies overwhelm them so much they lose control. Imposters are often scared of the responsibility that has fallen on their weak shoulders, and they try to stay close to the real nobles and imitate their rarefied manners. During the hunt, it is most worthwhile to pay attention to separate groups where conversation has already started. A frightened imposter will probably try to hide behind other people's backs. That's all I know, Celestial Lord. Let the orchestra be silent. Of course, of course. Stop the music. His Celestial Highness wishes silence. The half-mechanized orchestra creaks to a halt, staring straight ahead with unseeing eyes. I will participate in the hunt. Marvelous. As soon as you're done with your search, I will be... The governor attempts to rise from the table, but gravity proves to be his superior. Data brand. This brand leaves an almost invisible holographic mark on anyone it touches. It contains 4 charges. Perhaps you should stay here, my lord? Maeve's gaze is full of genuine concern. I feel you may be right, Maev. I will be waiting here, surrounded by savory dishes and plentiful amasak. Have a fruitful hunt, your celestial highness. Maev, bring me a cup of amasak and make sure it's filled to the brim. Comes an unexpected order from Solomon. It will be done, my lord Judicator. Solomon waits until Maev is some distance away, then turns to you. I wanted to talk to you without the observer they have attached to us overhearing. He casts a sweeping glance around the courtyard and lowers his voice. Do you get the sense that what is happening raises questions that lack coherent answers? I am uneasy as well, on account of certain unusual circumstances. Which ones in particular? The governor barely manages to stay in his saddle, which is odd for a local nobleman. Not too odd considering Rualdo's ravenous fondness for food in Amasek, but an astute observation nonetheless. Remember the last mutant from the public execution? Something was off about him, and it wasn't just a physical deformity. Yes, mutation is a corruption that seldom leaves a person with a sound mind, but what the madman spouted on the scaffold and what he had done to himself was beyond the pale. The local beliefs. What is this tripe about altering your destiny? The God Emperor alone knows how many different cults of him there are. No two planets worship him in quite the same way, but only a heretic would wax poetic about altering a fate that was ordained by the Emperor once and for all. Totally missed this part during my playthrough. This is part of the newest DLC. Have you seen the writings of the madman Fault? The Chronicles of Fates? It is a lunacy bordering on heresy. Not bordering, they are heresy writ large. But that is not what troubles me. What troubles me is that the madman succeeded in publishing them. The fact that there was a mutant attack during a public execution with no clear or evident cause. The attack is unlikely to have been planned. It looked too messy, shall we say. On the other hand, perhaps that's the best this backwater planet can do when it comes to plotting and scheming. I do not like the way the governor is using every means possible to stall our inquiry into the tithe. Indeed. At first, one could mistake it for sycophancy and an attempt to appease the celestial guest, but the longer it goes on, the more apparent the criminal intent behind the stalling of the inevitable becomes. What is your conclusion? I have a theory, but I would like you to hear yours first, lest my opinions influence your reasoning. Looking at my options. The tithe is a ruse. The governor is fully aware that with every hour that passes without him providing a report, his sentence only becomes more severe. Which means he is not even trying to account for the shortage. I suspect that there is some goal he is pursuing in trying to keep us here on Thessara. Solomorn chuckles. Expertly noted. It somehow slipped my mind that you collected tributes from just as many worlds as I have in your time. I do not have a strong hypothesis for why the governor is stalling us, but I would like to propose a plan. Let's not give away the fact that we're aware of his ploy and wait for an opportune moment to strike. We do not know the territory, so we should act suddenly and take no chances. Now let's decide on a signal that we will use when the time is right. Okay. When I say lovely weather, we attack. Understood. I gotta be careful not to say that at the wrong moment. Oh man, nice weather we're having. Oh god, Solomon, stop shooting. Roll for initiative. Maev returns, taking quick, careful steps along the paved road, a brimming goblet in her hands. Your Amasek, my lord. I haven't spilt a drop. Without a word, the arbitrator hurls the drink on the pavement. The splash of Amasek is like a scarlet wound upon the stone that has been polished by 1,000 souls. He just throws it on the ground right in front of her? Oh my god. Let's see.
In this tapestry of a world, I
fix the lifter, tech use. Wait, what? I just got a Steam achievement for you've found all the evidence to expose the conspiracy. Armor of Iron Will. Whenever the character blocks the attack, all just creatures have to give 1 stack of perplex. Okay. Alright, what's down the elevator that Steam is barking about? Editka? The young noblewoman's hair is disheveled, her bodice stained with grime, and her mask pushed clumsily on top of her head. Holding her skirt high, she is trying her hardest to fight her way through the guards blocking the door. Just let me go, please, for throne's sake, she exclaims, when the guards yet again push her aside. The woman notices you and attempts something resembling a curtsy, but stumbles and falls to her knees. I'm done. I just can't take it anymore. You're our celestial lord, aren't you? Yes, I am, but you do not look much like a noble lady. I'm Aditka, your graciousness. I'm not a noble, not one bit. I just do the laundry and bleach the linens. I've never mixed in high society in my life. Forgive a fool, your graciousness. Why are you participating in the masquerade in the first place? It's not like they asked me nicely, your graciousness. They grabbed me, shoved me in this dress, and threw me in here. Nobody here was asked, but I don't want to be anybody's toy. I have 3 boys and a girl. We starch our lords and ladies' undergarments, and we work our fingers to the bone just to get enough scraps for the day. She shows you her calloused hands, mottled red from chemical burns. Why are you telling me this? According to the rules, you're meant to pose as a noble and then you get a reward. But I don't want no reward, my lord. I want to go back home. The woman hangs her head and clutches her lace frills on her dress. Her breathing stutters as she is racked with silent sobs. Why are you trying to escape? I want to get away before they start putting those brands on us. For the tricksters. I'm no kind of trickster, can't you see? I couldn't fool a Grox. So what should I do with you? Gripping the frills of her fabulous dress in her coarse, white-knuckled hands, the woman looks up at you. Please, your graciousness. By the God Emperor, just let me leave. Nobody who gets put in one of these get-ups ever comes back. If I stay, I won't see my home again. I just know it. I haven't done anything wrong. No one ever comes back. What is that supposed to mean? Just that, your graciousness. It doesn't matter if you get branded or not. Once the hunt is over, you're gone. This place is like a Grox pit. There's no way back, but I want to live. I want to be useful. Please, please let me go home. Alright, because she showed me her calloused hands, I believe her. Without that, I would be, like, more suspicious right now than I am. You really don't look like an imposter at all. Guards, let her go. Lacking the courage to object to your demand, the guards reluctantly step aside. As the woman turns to look back at you, you see wet trails on her guileless face. Thank you, Celestial Lord. You sweetheart. I'll never forget your kindness. She bows low and vanishes into the darkness. Okay. So people go missing.
My success is
Cargo.
irrefutable certainty.
Night guy.
There will be no peace in my wake.
Okay. Alright, save. Let's see. Man with scissors. In the wavering torchlight, you see a glint of steel. One of the jacket-clad young men is pressing a blade against the other's ribs. A mask lies discarded at the attacker's feet. Noticing you, the trembling victim cries out, "Your Highness, save me!" Do not interfere, outsider. This man deserves to be punished along with all of Thessera's rotten elite. They see people as just things to be worn. Let him look me in the eye and find out what it feels like to be cut to pieces. You realize that the weapon pressed against the victim's body is none other than a pair of expertly sharpened tailor scissors. Solomon casts an indifferent glance at the pair. Local folk and their strange amusements. Not worth our time. I'll take the athletics check because it gives us experience. Intervene and free the victim. Just punch him in the face. You capture the scissors and deftly plunge them into the attacker's knee. Sensing his tormentor's grip weakening, the victim slips free and hides behind you. The madman bribed the guards so that they would ignore my cries. I'm sure they'll be singing a different tune when they find out the Celestial Lord had to intervene personally. Tell me about Thessera's rotten elite. They're parasites. They'll tear whoever they want into pieces. These scum squeeze into a person's skin like it's a suit that's 2 sizes too small, splitting the seams in the process. The vigilante stares at you without blinking, his eyes glassy. Skin suits and splitting seams? Preposterous. Your brother was rewarded for his talents with the best assignment he could hope for. Maybe he just decided he wanted nothing to do with you anymore. The nobleman's voice cracks. He's on the verge of tears. Your Highness, if such were your will, you could send servants to the dressmaker this very moment and find this man's brother alive and well. His words are soaked with gray, his flashes of copper desperation breaking through. But of the swampy muck of deceit, I see nothing. Tell me about this valet. The nobleman eyes his attacker fearfully. It's very simple, your celestial highness. His younger brother has a way with clothes. I noticed him when I was looking for new servants, and I sent the boy to apprentice under a renowned dressmaker in the upper quarters. I thought I would make him my valet, you see. But then this fool decided that I took his brother, not because of his talent, but to use him for my rejuvenation. Why would I even need a new face? I haven't even worn out my own yet. I can put the impostor's brand on one of them? Ah, this is weird. So the tailor was trying to stab a noble because he says that his younger brother's been kidnapped. The other one is saying, no, he's working in the upper quarters. But it doesn't really give me an option to fact check this. Alright, for now I'm just gonna say both of you get lost. Off with you, Taylor. Ensure I never set eyes on you again. But your highness, you can wriggle, you can run, you can cower behind others' backs, but there is no hiding from justice. It will pierce you right through like a needle. Just give it time. Okay. The second imposter has been found.
What ails you?
They will see.
Old priest,
Oh,
young
yes,
priest.
Indeed.
The two men in
They
clergy
all
robes are bickering
will
loudly.
see.
The older of the pair is eating with a great appetite, while the younger one watches him in disgust. Your overindulgence is pure hypocrisy. A true servant of the faith would have abstained. Hey, Lemon, thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. The old priest shoots his companion a glance over the plate. A true servant of the faith must keep his strength up, so that he may offer the God Emperor not just words, but deeds as well. The young man flushes when he notices your gaze. Celestial Lord, how fortunate is your arrival. Only you can solve this conundrum and decide which of us is the true clergyman of noble birth, and which one is the arrogant impostor. Dude, what is this perception check? Why is it so low? Oh, success. You notice a marked difference between the builds of the quarreling men. The older priest's body is gaunt, unlike that of the smooth-faced youth. Also, the younger priest has the melodious voice of a singer, while the old man's speech is clear and powerful. The older priest's body is gaunt. The one peeking out is gaunt? The younger priest has the melodious voice of a singer. I need to ask you a few questions first in order to identify the imposter. The old priest gives you a reserved nod. The younger one turns his entire body to face you like a student being evaluated. What would you say is the role of knowledge in the Imperium? There are no barriers to learning the word of the Emperor and to conquering all that he has given unto us. Have you read the manuscripts of our scribe, Gregorius Fault? No barrier. Yeah, no, that's not it. I fear he has left his craft behind now, but his research shines on us the light of true worship. Yeah, it's heresy. Knowledge depraves the soul, as does reading letters that are not meant to be read. The old man furrows his brow at the young man's passionate words. Cassia shakes her head. Their judgments are like the two sides of a single coin. There's value in both, but neither one constitutes the whole. What awaits the Emperor's servants after death? Both priests ponder the question for a while. The older one is the first to speak up. Should they serve faithfully, the Emperor will preserve their soul in his halls. The young priest gives you a broad and sincere smile. It is customary on Thesara to believe in sacred reincarnation. Thus, the worthy may serve the Emperor for all eternity. This fool says he yearns for everlasting service. He does not hear the Undying One laughing quietly at his words. It is not this man's destiny to serve him for eternity. It is to leave meekly when he whispers it is time. Lore Imperium test failed. Judging by the expressions of the two debating priests, you can easily believe that one would indeed welcome his long-awaited rest and the other a chance to eternal service. By what name are the warriors born from the blood of the Emperor's sons known? The heralds of the celestial maker, gods among men. The younger preacher's eyes are alight with awe. The Emperor's angels, they descend upon the land to smite down his enemies. You see respect in the old man's eyes and fears. Alright, so the old man has the accurate information. But there's so much that's wrong on this planet. I don't know if that means that he is the local priest here. I'm ready to pass my verdict. The priests look at you with reserved curiosity and apprehension. Place the impostor's brand on the young priest. The smile vanishes from the young man's face. He gasps indignantly. Why? Well, yes, I did skip the lectorium once or twice, it's true, but I'm still a proper noble. I swear it on my honor. So I had to brand one of them. Unless I had just avoided that conversation entirely.
Curiosity in my veins.
There's a bag of loot here. Send that to cargo. Lady in golden mask. A few nobles have gathered around an older man in a fine jacket. His eyes dart back and forth between them. I come from an honored dynasty. You can't... He keeps trying to approach someone, but they all recoil from him as if he were a leper. The mob's instigator, a lady in a golden mask, exclaims furiously, "Oh, listen to the songs of this poor wretch. He thinks that the bath they gave him makes him look like a nobleman." Upon noticing you, the crowd parts. In a peevish voice, the woman drawls, "We ask that our celestial lord brand this peasant." Among the hushed crowd, you single out a young woman in a half mask and a gorgeous dress who is watching intently from the side. Do you truly believe this man to be a commoner in disguise? The loudest among the onlookers exchange glances. The woman's golden mask bobs as if she offers a deep curtsy. Most certainly, your celestial highness. His plebeian nature is apparent to every self-respecting aristocrat. The woman is not lying, but neither is she being completely candid. The way she looks at the accused speaks of an old, appeasable hatred, the kind one shows to one's true enemy. Explain to me exactly what is going on here. The lady in the golden mask curtsies gracefully. Your celestial highness, we have exposed one of the impostors. There he is, the one in the jacket still clinging to his facade. You ought to brand him quickly. The woman who has been keeping her distance now steps closer and whispers to you. My celestial lord, I'm begging you to listen to me. This man is a member of a noble family. He's being slandered. Perception. Look closely at the man. The old man is terrified. His hands are clutching an expensive cane bearing an intricate family coat of arms. Persuasion. Address the young woman. Why are you standing up for him? She whispers quietly. I'm just a commoner in a fancy dress, my lord. This man is my master. I know I'm supposed to be playing the part of a rich girl, but I've served many lords, you see, and Sir Timaeus is the only one who treats his servants with gentleness. I want to protect him from these cruel people. Address the man. What can you say in your defense? My celestial lord knows how ruthless court intrigues could be. My family only recently attained its lofty status, and many here are opposed. He stutters, his teeth chattering in fear. Turn to the crowd. Their vulturous gazes shift to you in anticipation of your verdict. This man is a noble. Why are you so intent on painting him as otherwise? The lady in the golden mask clears her throat. There is not a word of a lie in what we have said. This travesty of a nobleman was granted his privileges less than 100 years ago. A family of upstarts who have elevated themselves through pedalry. For any true-born noble, he is no different from a masquerading peasant. I am ready to brand the impostor. The nobles around you hold their breath as they try to read the direction of your gaze. I think it would be funnier to brand the lady in the golden mask that's pointing fingers at everybody. I'm gonna do it. Place the data brand on the woman in the golden mask. The noble gasps and the woman stamps her feet and starts flailing her arms. How dare you! I am a descendant of a noble line. I will complain to the governor about this. You hear a few laughs. The people gathered here seem to appreciate the sheer absurdity of anyone trying to threaten you with such a complaint.
One
All right.
step at a time amidst the madness.
Bag of loot. So, let's see. There was the tailor we let go. We branded the wrong person just to insult someone. The thing with the young priest. Who was the other one? Oh, and then the other servant that we let go. So, we're not getting any prizes here. Down, Gara. Bad beast. Very bad. I apologize, your celestial highness. How is your imposter hunt going? Gara? My darling pet, she's guarding the Shrimpariuses. Every once in a while, she gets an allowance in the form of alcadont bones. What has it done wrong? She almost ripped off my finger along with a slice of alcadont. It's my fault for forgetting their predators, albeit domesticated ones. You have reduced a beast born to hunt and kill to a domesticated pet. Without purpose and discipline, both man and animal alike are destined for degradation. Solomor nods at Glyto, who is completely unfazed by the multitude of delicacies. See? This is the level of obedience and dignity we should strive for. If your blade does not obey your hand, it may one day pierce your throat. Kibella's words caused the governor to shudder. They say people go missing after the imposter hunt. What do you make of this? Your Celestial Highness must have been listening to a lot of gossip. Who cares where the rabble goes afterward? However, I can assure you that the victors are often sent into my personal service. We call it the highest favor, and today it will be up to you to choose whom it should be bestowed upon. The governor is dragging out his words as if he is not entirely sure of them himself or is not telling you something. I have concluded my search. Delightful! I will immediately summon the court for a final celebration of hypocrisy. And who knows, perhaps today one of the imposters will be lucky enough to earn your favor. End dialogue. Straining to add a note of gravity to his voice, the governor... What are the birds doing? Like T-posing. The governor proclaims, Most radiant ladies and noble lords, I hereby declare the imposter hunt officially over. The crowd responds with uproarious cheers. Hello there. Hey, Farian. Muck, I pre-ordered Guild Wars 2 with your link thanks to the great content. Thank you for using that. That's a huge help. What did you get the Steam achievements for? I got a Steam achievement for finding all 4 imposters. And one for you've assembled all the evidence to expose the conspiracy. Let's see. The participants of our masquerade already stand before you. Did you guess correctly? Did you expose them all? Please don your oculars and have a good look. Rualdo turns to you and whispers conspiratorially. Not one noble was permitted to hunt the imposters this time, my lord. Still, knowing their penchant for such games, I do suspect they tried to make their guesses anyway, quietly among themselves. All these imposters have been found out by none other than our celestial guest, Mukluk von Valancius. An unsurpassable show, your celestial highness. Bravo, bravo. Maiev, present our gift. You hear the fool's voice from somewhere among the crowd. A noble torso, branded at the behest of the rogue trader himself. Oh, what bitter irony. My standing ovation to you. You branded a real noble as an imposter. Yep. You got a mask. +1 psi rating, and +15 persuasion. If Perils of the Warp is triggered and a daemon is summoned, that daemon attacks the closest to it non-daemon target. +1 psi rating is pretty huge. Your Celestial Highness, as an honored guest of Thessera, would you like to say a few words of guidance to our beautiful world? One of the options is just no. We stand united in our faith and in our common mission, to bring about humanity's victorious future. May you all toil for the indestructible fortress of the Imperium and wish for all no other life, for the God Emperor is the one true path through the darkness of the universe. Glory to the Emperor! Glory! The masked people respond, making the sign of the Aquila over their chests. That was a grand speech. Thank you. Rualdo sniffles loudly, dabbling his face with a handker. And now, good lords and ladies, the time has come to make the fateful decisions. There is not but one true reward, the highest favor, that any branded imposter desires. Please, your Celestial Highness, tell us, is there among these people one worthy of the rogue trader's favor? What is the highest favor, Rualdo? Is it part of the rules of the game? That is correct. Whomever you grant your favor will be showered with all manner of honors and go to serve in the governor's palace. Are we assuming that the people who go to work in the palace are, like, killed or something? In that case, the most unlikable person would be the lady in the golden mask. But if they are truly showered with rewards, then the young priest did a pretty good job. Let's do the golden mask and see what happens, because she was an actual noble and she's all upset, so it's probably going to be funny. I choose the lady in the golden mask, who so expertly sets snares for her rivals. Why, thank you, your highness. I knew you had a heart of gold and a sharp mind. The woman offers you a dignified curtsy and proceeds toward the castle. That laughter. You hear venomous laughing from among the crowd and recognize Bluff's voice. As the square drowns in the clamor and appease of gawkers who are spectating the game, you look around for the court fool, but cannot spot him anywhere. Such is His Celestial Highness's brilliant decision, which for some may have been fateful indeed. Finally, the hour you have all been waiting for, the concluding part of our conclusion, the great feast. The crowd's patience is worn thin, filling his lungs. The governor shouts out, "Lacerax's dinner is served." Wait, are these things going to start eating people? The cyber Lacerax's lumens grow blood red. Before the condemned can even scream, the beasts pounce on their prey with hungry snarls. Oh, they're eating the priest? Oh.
I've been branded. He tricks me. Gotta stop. I'm the master. Maeve, help. Maeve, I'm sorry.
Oh. So anyone that got branded is a target for these. Oh, look, it's our friend.
Your judgment will
Wait.
be swift.
Wait, what was that? Oh gosh, is it dead or does it just get injured? I think that's the one that we helped in the past. I'm not sure. I am not sure. It doesn't look like it has implants. It looked like one of them ran to our defense and then got cut down. Okay, where's Heinrichs? So if usually I start the battle having Heinrichs do a buff, but if I do that now, he's gonna be positioned in the wrong spot. Alright,
Me? If you insist, Lord Captain. I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
I'm so curvy!
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Hey, look, it's the Tree of Birds. How are you today?
Hey, Bertry.
If I may, do not dare ask.
A wicked thought.
Parry.
A genius at work. Ooh, another scar to my collection.
Ow. Okay, Solomorn's turn.
Let's test our skills, Plato. One of us would be enough. Understood.
What was that one? Torn of Fury.
Plato, we're undertaking this task.
Okay. Hey, Muck and Chad. Hi, Crimson Wolf.
I will leave footprints of scarlet.
See, Brutal Strike. Brutal Strike. It's area.
As the tears demand. As honor ordains.
Okay, that's all she can do right now. Let's see. It's 8 to 12.
Tech familiar. Activate.
Bird.
Setting
Live
target
bait on
parameters
him.
for tech familiar units.
Okay.
My vow is to serve. The Omniscient knows all, comprehends all.
So I'm guessing anyone who got branded was marked by these things. Because after the governor said, you know, you guys can eat, then he's like, oh god, I've been branded. And then, you know, they attacked him as well. So that seemed to be like anyone who got branded was going to be attacked. Alright.
A wicked
Alright, I taunted
thought.
those three.
Schemes within the schemes.
I can't do protect again this turn? Okay. Alright,
Let's
endure.
see.
Okay, he can finally go. Alright, let's do relocate here.
I'll put my psychic abilities to use.
And
For
regeneration
the
on
throne's
everyone.
glory.
And armor
I
buff
will
on
protect you.
everyone. And haste
Let's
on
see to it.
everyone.
Naturally.
Resolve buff on everyone. AoE heal. And
Do my
purification discharge. Okay, Cassia's turn. So let me take a look at this here. So that should be taunted, right? Taunted for 3 rounds, yeah. So this is the only one not taunted. So
Isn't this a
give
job
Muck
for the
another turn.
serfs?
Taunt that one. I
Genius.
just want to confirm that this is still taunted. Yeah, okay, so we've got everything taunted onto him now.
Let's see.
Alright. Shield Bash is free. Do that. And Endure. Alright, Cass's turn.
I'm not accustomed
Zap
to
that a
being
few
ordered
times.
around. Isn't this a job for the serfs? Me,
Could do that
Is
just to
this
make
your
it waste
captain?
its movement.
if I may.
What was all that? Oh my gosh. Okay, that was a weird explosion of damage. Let's see. How many shot rending? Concentrated fire.
The order.
Shoot him with that.
Let's test our skills, Glato. Understood. No heretic escapes punishment.
Alright, in turn. Taunted one running over. Okay.
Trust me.
Good hit. Pain resonance. Oh, she's like immobilized or something? She can't move. Okay, fine. Let's see.
Check familiar.
My bait.
Activated.
Blinding strike. Made one of them hit the other one. Let's see, where's the overcharge thing? It's right here. Alright, that killed one and destroyed the table also. Let's overcharge the Mastiff.
Stroke of genius. What if? A wicked thought. Schemes within schemes.
Just having the dog attack a whole bunch. Alright, Heinrich's turn. AoE heal. And Purification Discharge. Oh. Whoa, Echo barely survived that. Okay, so that somehow gave that thing a chance to attack. Wasn't expecting that.
Let's see to it.
Another foe painted black.
Alright, I think we got them all. Well, okay. What happened was no accident. If my suspicions are correct, the arbitrator looks at his palm thoughtfully, then holds it out to his cyber mastiff. Glyto, analyze. The dog's visor shimmers as it scans his skin with a mesh of rays. Finally, there is a metallic click and the transcending hum of cooling servo motors. The Proctor's augmetics respond with a soft buzz. A data brand. The court fool put it on me when he shook my hand. Then the laser axes attacked everyone who had been marked. However, the beasts were not at all eager to tear you apart, Rogue Trader. It appears you are wanted alive, but without my protection. Oh God, Emperor! Maiev presses her hands to her chest in the sign of the Aquila. Her lips whisper a prayer. Forgive and protect his soul. Forgive and protect. Lying nearby is the lifeless body of Lacerax number 4, which you released from its cage. Its fur is clumped and sticky with blood, its vicious eyes glazed over. Giving its own life to protect another was a strangely human act for a beast. So... I guess the one that tried to defend me was the one that I fixed up in the cage, I suppose? Like, it just, in the cutscene, it seemed like it got struck down before, like, I even got to do anything. So I don't know if it's possible to keep it alive. I mean, I guess if I had left it in the cage, it would have lived, but I don't know if I could have gone and released it after. Close the Lacerax's eyelids. Rest in peace. The one with the damaged implants. Perhaps they were the reason the beast defied the order that the rest of its pack followed, to destroy all bearers of data brands. Or maybe, Solomorn looks pensive as he straightens Glyto's collar. Maybe it was a fine animal that was unlucky enough to have bad masters. This is the first creature of Enelthasara that has been worthy of respect. My Lord Judicator is fond of animals, is he not? I never would have thought that you had a kind side like that. Maev's smile is gentle and sad. For the first time ever, she looks at Solomorn without fear. Solomorn casts a heavy glance at the young woman. Or maybe I just cannot stand people. Rualdo mentioned being branded before he died. Can you scan him too, Solomon? At his master's command, Glyto directs his scan rays at the dead man's severed hand, which has somehow avoided being reduced to shreds, along with the rest of the body. The Cybermastiff's augmetics emit a warning signal. Rualdo is branded too. He couldn't have known, or else he would not have doomed himself like that. I assume this is likewise the work of the buffoon. The only question is whether he was acting on his own accord or at the behest of someone more important. Rualdo called your name before he died. I have no idea what's going on. I'm so confused. Maev stares at Rualdo's mauled corpse with unblinking eyes. Is this just a horrible nightmare? Could it be I'm just dreaming? For a second there I thought... No, I'm sorry. It's impossible. You thought what? I thought it was my brother calling my name, not Lord Rualdo. But Dane wasn't there, meaning I just imagined it in my fright. Awareness test succeeded. You think back to Rualdo's last moments. It is hard to tell for certain, but it really did seem as though his voice had changed, that it sounded younger and less strained, as if he had cast off a mask. So maybe the governor put his face on this guy and gave him instructions, and then the governor went back to the manor? Hang on here. Let's see, someone redeemed this. So if only we had a Warhammer potato. Okay. Whose soul are you praying for, Maev? My brother's, my lord. I had a feeling he wasn't acting himself lately. If I had known he'd fallen in with scoundrels, I would have found them and strangled them with my own hands. So the court fool is your brother? Yes, my lord. Maev lowers her eyes. We are lower nobility. It is a high honor to be the governor's own court entertainer. What reason could your brother have to want to get an arbitrator's blood on his hands? It's a mystery to me too, my celestial lord. I think about it and I can't even imagine why, but lately it's like he's not himself. He keeps muttering these awful rhymes about blood and fate. It's like he's waiting for something, but I just can't understand what. So who is to be considered the governor now? If only I knew, my celestial lord, if only I knew. Maya's glistening eyes are full of shock. How do I know I can trust you, Maev? I swear by the Emperor himself I am unblemished before you in spirit and thought. That is what any cornered heretic would swear to try to save their life. Yo, okay, the arbitrator, if he wants to judge you, it feels like the Salem witch trials or something, right? Like, what was it like, throw her in a pool and if she floats, she's a witch? So if she drowns, she was innocent? It's like, there's no winning. I really had nothing to do with any of it, my lord. All I was told to do was entertain our celestial guests and chaperone them to the castle for talks. And instead, there's just gore and death everywhere. I need to take a look around. As you wish, my lord. Dangerous neighborhood. The Servo Skull gains 10 fellowship. At the start of the Overseer's turn, enemies adjacent to the skull must pass a willpower test with +20 bonus or suffer perplexed. The Servo Skull's deflection is increased by 1 for each perplexed enemy. What is perplexed? -10 to skills. Synth feed. If the wearer ends their turn with any adjacent familiar, that familiar gains 6 wounds. Oh, it's like a backpack. Let's give him the psi rating mask. Okay.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
The enormous gate is locked fast. Swords and shields. Alright, where's Maev? Are you ready? Take us to the castle. I hear and obey, my celestial lord. Please, Maiev breaks off as Solomon walks by, brushing past her with his shoulder before examining the elevator with a fault-finding eye. Not daring to speak again, the young woman makes a gesture of invitation and steps onto the platform herself. No sooner have you stepped into the elevator than a short metallic clang comes from somewhere above you. Did we just get separated from our group? That sure looked like it. I like how my dog is here waiting for me. He just skipped ahead. I hope you enjoyed my bloodthirsty menagerie. You instantly recognize the spiteful voice and the cocky smirk of the Fool's Mask. The arm that was mauled by the Cybermastiff at their first meeting hangs limply. He has not even bothered to bandage it. There is a gunshot wound in his shoulder, surrounded by singed threads. His garish outfit is soaked with blood. Oh, that's where Solomon shot him earlier. Still acting the buffoon. Some people never learn. Solomon gestures behind his back to the Cybermastiff, sending him off on a circuit along the wall. The pulsing light draws your attention. Against the far wall, an old man stands behind an ominous-looking altar. The heavily augmented man stares in wonder at the flashes of blue light snaking through the veins of the Thassertarium in the floor and walls. The crystals in the eye sockets gleam and go dark in time with the flashes. Is that going to be the governor? Well, once you recognize him as the sculptor who offered to carve your visage out of the Thassertarium. Oh! The old man does not seem to notice you. All his attention is focused on the strange altar. Also, what is that? Nearby, Lucra, the fortress commander, keeps a sullen vigil. His hand never leaves the handle of his weapon. The governor is dead. Was it your doing? Don't be ridiculous. I couldn't swallow a man whole even if I wanted to. Bluff throws up his arms in an exaggerated fashion. The laser axe, fool. You unleashed it on the governor. Don't try to deny it. It seems humor is not part of the vocabulary of the Emperor's servants, but truth should be. You see, that governor was a fraud, a fake, not worth crying over. The true governor of Thasara stands before you, esteemed guests. Dane, come on, don't say things like that. It's not right. It's... Shut up, you idiot. You can't even do as you're told. The fool tosses a look of utter contempt at Maiev. What was it that Maeve should have done, Bluff? Bring you here to the altar of change and not ask questions. So simple, but she couldn't even manage that. And I, according to your plan, was supposed to die. Solomon raises the palm of his hand that holds the invisible mark of the data brand. Exactly. I don't need you. But don't worry, I've planned for this as well. Tavarisk, are you ready? Bluff smirks, clearly enjoying his imaginary power. Or is it real? Solomon turns slightly away from the fool and makes a series of furtive hand gestures, telling you to stall while the Mastiff gets into position. The preparations are complete, my lord. Barely able to take his eyes off the dark altar, the sculptor hobbles toward the edge of the balcony. Happy birthday, Muck. You look amazing with the sparklers and party hat. Oh, thank you, Sindre. Appreciate you. Let's see. Your scribe Gargorius Fault left some intriguing notes behind. In them, he appears to be describing the switching of bodies. Is that part of your plan? You are perceptive. My previous experiments were failures. You have met some of them, particularly Fault himself. Do you remember the crazy mutant by the Phasmophorius? Oh, you should have seen your face. Mocking laughter erupts beneath the mask, making the fool's body shake all over. And you will! This time it will work. If you are the real governor, why bother masquerading as the fool? I've always preferred masks to those mugs. Bluff gestures vaguely at the crowd thronging the square below. Besides, who would take the poor wretched fool seriously? Who would suspect? I found a replacement. Rualdo wanted to play at power, and I graciously let him. Pity he didn't rule for long. I, on the other hand, had a costume change and took a seat among the spectators. I sharpened my wit. I even began to enjoy it. And all of it for this one day, this exact moment. The elation in his voice sounds almost maniacal. The arbitrator gives you a subtle nod. The cybermastiff is close enough for a decisive lunge. I suppose the irregularities with the tithe were part of your plan too? Oh yes, one small part of the grand design. To be precise, the first bait you had to take, which you did, with commendable zeal. The concept was simple: disrupt the shipment and provoke a response. An ingenious trap that the Arbites walked right into. But fate granted me a special boon. You were caught in my net along with them, Mukluk. You didn't trap anyone, you shot yourself in the foot. Only an idiot would think they could outmatch a rogue trader and a proctor together. Thessera is not your home world, is that right? I see you've already found me out, eh? That's right, I was born and raised on Edex, the greatest world in all the Imperium. I'll never forget that mix of plasteel and ferrocrete, the glitter of proud spires, and the eternal humiliation of my appointment. Why were you sent to Thessera? To serve the Imperium faithfully and honestly, why else? Our all-knowing administratum benefits of the feudal throne is occupied by someone with an intelligence level higher than a Grox's. A golden shove for all my diligent service on Edex. I packed my bags and came here to govern this backwater. What a joke. What is the altar of change? The fool gestures toward an object in front of the sculptor. A great artifact, which Tavris carved from this planet's unique gift. Thessertium. Take a good look at it while you still can. I wish I had the option to say nice weather we're having, because that was the code phrase that we picked earlier for when we were going to shoot. Governor, fool, or perhaps you're just a madman, Bluff. Do I have to be any one thing? Bluff chuckles darkly. Bluff ignores the arbitrator, his gaze fixed on Maiev, more specifically on the necklace on her chest. A lovely piece, isn't it? You see Solomorn's hand signal out of the corner of your eye. Glyto leaps, but does not reach the fool. The Psyker moves at the same time. A flash of light, and everything goes dark. That looked like Glyto and Solomorn just got shot. Okay, so I'm in a cage now? You're surrounded by the smell of old rust. The darkness reluctantly retreats, the pain comes first, throbbing in your head, then the metallic taste in your mouth. And finally, the feel of the hard floor chafing your stinging cheek. Maier's necklace is more than just a pretty bauble, I take it. Much more. You see, with the right knowledge, the right tools, and some complex rituals, people can transform a simple, dirty blue pebble from the depths of Thessera into something truly special. However, it's a bit late for you to do anything with that information. Look around. You see Bluff through the bars of the cage. The mocking smile on his sinister mask seems to grow even broader, or is it a trick of the light? Maiev is white as a sheet with a dark abrasion on her face, weeps quietly as she stands stock still beside the fool. There are markings on the floor at your feet, a crooked circle bordered by unholy symbols. Bluff is standing in this, at the center of an identical circle. You hear a quiet, measured scraping sound and an old man's muttering coming from the depths of the hall. The few words you manage to catch sound nothing like Gothic. Okay, so I think the governor in the fool's body is trying to swap with my body so that he can be the new rogue trader. Rogue trader, can you hear me? Oh, good, Solomorn's alive. You turn to the voice. Solomorn is trapped in one of the side cells. Apart from a bleeding bruise on his forehead, he appears unharmed. Solomon, are you alright? I'm fine. He looks away for a moment, then back at you. Under Bluff's unwavering gaze, he cannot communicate any more clearly. Awareness failed. The piercing pain in your head makes it hard to parse Solomorn's cryptic signals. When I get out of here, you're dead. Enough chit-chat. Tavrisk, begin! The old man with the Thessertium eyes, wheezing raspily, spews a torrent of unholy words from his toothless mouth, and the markings beneath your cage seem to breathe in, glowing with crimson light. Maiev's gaze leaps from you to Bluff in alarm. Tear-reddened eyes widen as she realizes what's happening. Dane, stop! Her slight form crashes into the fool, pushing him out of the center of the circle. Is she about to switch bodies with me because she just swapped places with him? The world explodes into shards, suffused with a blinding light that burns out your eye sockets, incinerates the air in your lungs, and makes your heart judder in your chest. Finally, darkness descends, impenetrable and absolute, encompassing everything. It cradles you, dissolving everything that was once you, everything that once was. You are bobbing like a boat tossed upon the waves. Colors and sound meld into a cacophony, stirring up nausea in this exhausted body. You blink, and the patches of color fall into place. Or do they? Across from you in the cage, you see a frightened, disoriented face, an expression you have never seen in a mirror. At your feet lies a gaudy mask that has fallen from the fool's face. Covering his wrinkled visage with both hands, the ugly and enraged governor of Thessera rises hastily on trembling legs. Alright, so there's his face. Staring daggers at you, Rualdo shrieks, "Seize her! Seize Maiev!" The guard takes a heavy step in your direction. The look on his face promises nothing pleasant. Scramble back. Gleito, attack! Your head swims, and through the haze you recognize the figure of a guard coming closer and closer with no sign of stopping. Your gaze sweeps over the room, searching for a way out or a solution, until somewhere at the periphery of your vision you notice a streak of scarlet. It is the Cybermastiff's visor lighting up, giving you a chance to run. End dialogue. So we are in the maid's body running right now? Okay. And Gleito killed 2 of them, but not the fool. Your mind is a loose shard cast out into nothing, screaming in the voices of thousands of lives. Are they your lives, or do they belong to another? The blood cracks branch out, biting into every scrap of disjointed thought. Ravaging, hungering to shatter what little of your own self remains. A cry gurgles in the depths, a plea to make the torment stop and let you dissolve in unconsciousness. But something has sunk its claws into you, keeping you in place, fusing you back together piece by piece. Methodically and tortuously, it continues to skewer the shreds of your identity into the thread of existence in an attempt to outpace the all-consuming void. Your memories of the last several minutes are incoherent and painful. The flash of sorcery, the leap into the unknown, Solomorn shouting something. He gave Gleito an order, but what order was it? Any attempt you make to process what happened only pulls you deeper into unconsciousness. You are wrenched suddenly out of oblivion by a blunt, merciless bite. You try to breathe and hear your own ragged wheeze. Sight gradually returns to you. An angry horse's head emerges from the mist. You're back. You're alive. Strength 10%. Push the horse. Failed. You tried to shove the head away from you, but your hand veers off. Your palm feels nothing. The skin on them is just some unwieldy meat. Cover forcibly pulled onto your frame. Your fingers curl up of their own accord. Focus your gaze. Slowly, your eyes begin to put together a sordid image. Everything around you is brown and disgusting. Hay, wood, blood, dirt, horse. The trapdoor you jump down has led you to a stable. A stable is a place for peasants, not sovereigns. But somehow your body remembers the sense of poverty. Your consciousness expands heavily like sick lungs. You remember a large basket, bundles of food clenched in your hands, and the grateful smiles of the hungry. Feel your body. Your hand finds something on your chest, something so cold it burns your fingers. For a moment, you think that is the real you, the shard of your will lost in the flow. But it turns out to be nothing more than a Thessertium necklace. As you look at it, the crystal stares back at you with its still blue eye. The fool's wrinkled face suddenly emerges from the reflection, and his gloating voice seems to hang at the edge of your awareness. This body remembers pain and electrified air, something bad. Shout. Your shout is as thin as a death cry and unbearably shrill. Still, it is just strong enough to make the creature stop trying to bite you and back off. Memories that are not your own tear into your mind, replacing your thoughts. It occurs to you that someone else used to scare all the monsters away. A big brother, so funny and always smiling. With some effort, you manage to force his gentle face out of your head. Agility 10%. Roll to the side. Failed. Your attempt at twisting your body around only ends in a racking pain shooting through your back. The most you can achieve is a lurch upward, accompanied by a piercing crunch somewhere in the spine. Rise to your feet. You sway as if from sickness, all your limbs feeling impossibly fragile. Scrawny legs, frail arms, these do not belong to you. This is a costume, and it is not yours. It does not fit your status, it is the wrong size, and it still carries greasy traces of the former owner inside. You are overcome with the urge to tear off your flesh and throw it away like a worn glove. Willpower failed. You dig unfamiliar nails deep into thin skin, trying to scrape someone else's face off of yourself. Ugh. The pain in your cheeks has a sobering effect. You see blood on your fingertips. This may not be your body, but it can still prove useful to you. Now, we did get separated from our group. I wonder if we can meet back up with them and tell them, like, convince them who we are. Damage taken 1. To complete the picture, you have no choice but to look into a nearby water trough at your reflection. You see familiar features. Some unnatural force has dragged you out of your body and into that of Maiev, Rualdo's lady-in-waiting. Now that you have spent some time in this stable, you feel a little more accustomed to your new limbs, but where is your own mortal shell? So here's Galaito. The Cybermastiff does not... Hold on. The Cybermastiff does not respond to nudges or commands. The lumens on its head are blinking with troubling agitation. Rummage through scraps. A mountain of vegetable waste rises up ahead, next to which stands a rusty pitchfork. Your attention is drawn to something pale pink, half buried under the waste and looking suspiciously like a limb. Investigate the waste. You pull out a strange object from the pile. What emerges is a human forearm, crudely severed at the elbow. The horse behind you sniffs and cranes its neck. Take the arm. You pick up what used to be someone's arm. The horse looks at the dead fingers greedily. Pick up the pitchfork. This could be a decent weapon if not for one problem. You lack the strength to pull it free from the earth. Step away from the heat. You slip back through the fence. The horse snorts restlessly behind you. Hold on. So we've got perplexed, disturbed, staggered, psychosomatic trauma, not your body, and Galaito has prone. Climb over the gate. Through the opening above the gate, freedom winks at you mockingly. Your arms barely have the strength, I couldn't read that in time, to hold onto the edge, let alone pull your whole body up. The creature that dragged you out of unconsciousness turns out to be a muddy brown horse. From the darkness, the beast follows you with its large black eyes. It looks hungry and frightened. Awareness, examine. Failed. The horse is behaving oddly, lurking in the shadows. You must have spooked it when you came to. Look around the stable. The horse must have smashed through the stall to reach you. You immediately note the empty trough and the fetid pile of vegetable tops under your feet. For the moment, the approach to the rotting waste is blocked by an iron fence. The horse whinnies restlessly as it casts its eye toward the barrier. Throw a corpse part over the stable door. The animal's nostrils flare in agitation. It pauses for a second, watching the arm's trajectory, then trots after the treat with a rumble. Is it gonna break the door? Snorting frantically, the horse hurtles toward the stable door and smashes straight through it. The sight of the stable hand standing in the doorway portends nothing good for you. The man's face is savage, and glinting in his hand is a meat cleaver. Not so noisy anymore, are you little wench? I'll skin you alive. Call for help? I'm guessing Galaito will wake up. You take a deep breath and scream as loud as you can. Your voice rings pitifully. This cry may be your last. You see your new reflection in the blade of the cleaver. There's no way out. At least this foray into the life of Thessarian peasantry has been a short one. An abrupt metallic clang rattles the stable. Something very heavy is coming your way at terrifying speed. The cleaver, raised for a strike, falls from the man's hand as he screams, assailed by a whirlwind of fangs, fur, and metal. Having emerged from the gloom, the Cybermastiff does not give the stable hand even a single chance. After ripping out a part of his spine, the beast spits out the corpse and looks up at you. Good boy, Galaito. You notice a dent in one of the Cybermastiff's implants. He has taken a beating. It is hard to say whether he received this injury at the time of your capture or during his escape from the castle. Galaito stares at you for a while, then barks and turns to scan the area. He is clearly waiting for orders. Logic failed. A cybermastiff listens only to its Arbites master, but now Glyto is here. He has followed you through the trapdoor, which must mean his master is dead? Alright, so... interesting. Can we meet up with our group? The local inhabitants coming down the slope look hostile to the extreme. The vilest of them is missing an eye, but he makes sure to keep his remaining one fixed on you. Hey, Poppet, where'd you get that dress? You know, my bride-to-be would love to wear a dress like that on her wedding day. Would you lend it to her? The one-eyed bandit glances at your dirty yet expensive clothing. Something tells you these people would gladly peel the dress off of you right along with your skin. Coercion. Of course I'll lend it. How do I do a rogue trader in a woman's body's voice?
Of course I'll lend it to you. Right after I flay you where you stand, scum.
Something in your gaze causes the bandit's smile to disappear. One of them whispers something to the leader. The one-eyed man clicks his tongue to mask his trepidation. Crap, off with you. Putting down the mad mate takes more of a mess than it's worth. The bandits let you pass, having seemingly lost interest in you. You know, I forgot to check if I could loot the cleaver from that guy that tried to kill me earlier. No, it doesn't look like I can. Does she have an inventory? No, I can't open her inventory. Oh, it's the people I helped earlier. Aditka. That's the laundrywoman. Stay safe, dearest. And say a big thank you to his graciousness for me. I'll never forget his good heart. There's the man with scissors. This wheel is similar to the ones used to raise the enormous elevator in the central square. This one, however, has completely rusted with age. Where are they? My eyes, my precious eyes. They've melted. Glyto can do something here? Thwap, you powdered face, you stupid girl. What if it fell on someone's head? We spent the whole day hooking up that thing. Now we've got to do it all over again. Get out of here before you break something else. Helping. Half sunk in malodorous mud, the houses, if one can call them that, are packed together like buboes on a plague-stricken body. Buboes? To the upper city. Night, rabble. Useless swine, they can't even deliver a cartload of belongings without breaking something. Tap quick save, I haven't done it in a while. Return to Void Ship. Don't think... I don't think it's gonna let me return to the Void Ship. Let's see what happens. Do not approach or it will be deemed an assassination attempt. Yeah, it doesn't let me. Who's that knocking? Maev, is that you? Hold on, I'll get it. Here, come on in. Balding commoner. Several commoners are talking in a loud whisper, taking no notice of you. A balding man with a bowl cut is gesturing energetically, his back turned toward you. Never thought a thing like this would happen in my time. A new celestial lord has paid us a visit. They say he descended from the sky on a great bird of iron, then stepped out of its belly clad in golden armor. Any who saw him were blinded by the splendor. That's his anointed for you. Rubbish. I've heard that tale before, and only an idiot would believe it. He's a nobleman just like any other, just a more important one. Treats everyone like dirt and pushes people around worse than any of our own nobles do, but that's the way it is. It's the God Emperor's will that their place be at the top and ours in the dust. It's how the world works. Next thing you know, the Celestial Lord will make this whole place his own. The pot-bellied man runs a finger under his nose, leaving a clean patch on his grimy face. Oh, I wish it was like you said, but something tells me bad things are coming now that he's here. I heard the new Celestial Lord. Wait, look, that's Maiev over there. She served the Celestial Lord herself. She could tell us all about it. Hey, Maiev! The small crowd rushes toward you. You want me to tell you about the Celestial Lord? I do know a thing or two. The people's eyes light up with curiosity at your words. They hurriedly gather around you, ready to hear something extraordinary. I hear that when Bluff the court fool handed him the key to Thessara, the Celestial Lord didn't so much as touch the gift. He ordered a servant to take it. He shuns the rabble, same as any other nobleman would. That was what happened, wasn't it, Maiev? The corpulent servant puts his hands on the hips and looks down at you with condescension. What? Let's see. Persuasion. Well, it may have been. However, that's when his servants pulled out a big bag of thrones and showered the poor with them wherever the Celestial Lord went. Haven't you heard? A bag of thrones. The people exchange whispers, nodding vigorously at each other. Every now and then you catch a rapt glance in your direction. I told you, he's not just any Celestial Lord, but one of the God Emperor's anointed, a benefactor. The servant elbows the other, bidding them be silent. Be quiet with you, let Maiev speak. The servant gestures for the others to come closer and says in a conspiratorial whisper, the Celestial Lord is a monster. You didn't listen to me, but I'll prove it, and Maiev will confirm it. You hear about the mutant disaster? They started looking for the culprits, but that Celestial Lord just had the executioner thrown into a furnace for his amusement. Am I right, Maiev? No, you got it all wrong. Not the executioner, it was the commander. Tell us, Maiev, did the Celestial Lord really execute somebody? We didn't throw anyone in the furnace, we just shot one guy. It was only right. Justice had to be served. But then he generously compensated the families of all who had lost their providers. Now they don't have to lift a finger for the rest of their lives. The three nudge each other in the side, nodding toward you. The details have clearly impressed them. The Celestial Lord is honorable and righteous. Naysayers envy him, so they want to drag his name through the mud. All they do is prove me right. I wish I could get a closer look, just for a moment. Just one look is all I ask. The trio falls silent for a while, each lost in their own thoughts. Maiev, you got closer to him than anyone else here. How did he treat you? Morning, everyone. Hey, Jersey. Yeah, Maiev, tell us. What's it like to be around one of the God Emperor's anointed? If it had been me there, I know I couldn't have said a word in his presence. You never know what to expect from someone of such rank. For all you know, you say the wrong thing and he has your tongue ripped out, roasted and served you on a plate. What's that look for? It's happened before, I wouldn't lie. The Celestial Lord was amicable and kind to me. Failed. They mumble something, disbelief clear on their faces. Just a quick glance, just to walk on the same ground he stepped on. If we had rulers like that, we could all breathe more freely. Why can't they make mercy their new custom instead of wearing those sewed-on faces? Oh, have you heard about Lord Grimley's new wife? The pot-bellied servant has the other two's attention now. They lean closer, losing interest in the previous topic, and you can no longer hear a word they're saying. It would appear the trio has forgotten about you completely. The face of the corpse has been skillfully cut off, but you recognize him by the outfit. This nobleman was murdered by the tailor that you allowed to go free. Whoops. Okie dokie. It's raining again. I hate it. Why do we always have to work in the rain? Drav says, I'm buying the expansion today with your link. I only follow if you net partners could use the extra ramen. Thank you, Drav. Really appreciate that. That is a huge help. Oh, game is auto-saving. There's my party! The Vox in your companion's hand is speaking in your own voice. There is no need for concern. The Proctor and I are in the middle of examining the documents together with the Governor. I'll be back as soon as we are done here. There's a loud click indicating the other side has cut the connection. Okay, so that's the bad guy in our body. Heinrich grimaces and looks up with a doubtful expression. I could be wrong, seeing as this accursed planet has too many sources of warp energies, but I seem to sense an echo of the Immaterium coming from above. Activating standby mode. Pascal emits a quiet hum as he begins his binaric prayer. Every moment spent away from the Daemon is another defeat for me. As soon as you approach, everyone's attention shifts to you. For now, their reaction feels closer to pent-up irritation than outright hostility. Alright, well, they're not going to believe this at first, but let's see if we can do some convincing. It's me, Mukluk, the Lord Captain. I'm here. Your words are greeted with looks of bewilderment. Even the sight of Glyto standing at your side seems to only raise more questions. Heinrich's lip curls as he looks at you. Warp emanations, strong ones at that. Sorcery at work before our very eyes. His fingers tighten on his weapon. Cassia frowns, covering her mouth with her hand. These colors. It is as though they had been copied from those I usually see around the Lord Captain. I have fallen victim to profane sorcery. I need my body back. Heinrich frowns. She's not lying about the sorcery. There is a strange current of warp energy flowing from her, leading somewhere up there. Do not weep, child. I will cut your thread quickly and painlessly before your soul succumbs to corruption. I am Mukluk von Valancius, heir to Theodora von Valancius, who perished at the course of Kunrad Voigtvir's treachery. What else must I dredge up from my past to make you believe me? Your retinue exchanges a few words among themselves, unable to explain how you know such details. I have Solomon Cybermastiff with me. Would he order his dog to guard some Thessarian shit? This statement is potentially true. Cybermastiff protocols are difficult to breach and override, much less. Pascal casts a gloomy look at his surroundings, in a primitive culture such as this. The evidence is difficult to argue with unless the arbitrator was forced somehow. If anything could cause Solomon to be parted from his faithful dog, it would be a threat to the Lord Captain. Quick pause, hang on a second. Mr. Madigan says, Throne Gelt is basically the most well-known fiat currency of the Imperium, and its value of any world is backed by the Imperial tithe value for that area. On a backwater world like this, they would be valuable, but not as valuable. Oh, so thrones are like money. Dude, when he said a bag of thrones, I thought he meant like the chair, a throne. I was like, okay, this is just going way off the top. Good morning. Hello, Nintendo TARDIS. What's up? We need to get upstairs. Just trust me on this. You'll find the rogue trader at the top. Tell the shuttle pilot to take us there. He won't listen to me. The suggestion to stop puzzling over your identity and start acting seems to have had an effect. At least no one is arguing with you anymore. We're gonna break through the wall. Yes, we are. When the dust clears, you see the familiar hall. The fool is fearfully hunched close to the cage in which you, or rather your body, is sitting. Your face is awash with tears, your lip is split, and a Vox lies next to you. In a cage to the side stands Solomon. Oh, that's right. I forgot. It's not the governor that's in our body right now. It's I was assuming that while we were gone, the governor would have done the body swap thing again, but it appears he didn't. So I guess it was Maiev talking. Your face is awash with tears, your lip is split, and a Vox lies next to you. In a cage to the side stands Solomon, glaring through the bars at the true governor of Thessera. Upon seeing you in Glyto, the proctor straightens. It seems he was waiting for your return. Without taking his intent gaze from you, he gives you a slow nod. He's ready to fight. How did you... The elevator. Damn it! Why did you have to make all this commotion? Why couldn't you just sit in a cage out of the way and wait for the ritual to be completed? The fool looks back at the altar. Tavarisk, move! The Psyker's cracked skin seems ready to crumble to dust, but his Thassertium eyes burn with an otherworldly fire. The ritual is nearly complete, my lord. The altar of change is ready to irrevocably switch the threads of fate. There it is. The code word we gave earlier. Lovely weather, is it not? Geraldo casts a furtive glance out the window and lets out a hesitant giggle. Decided to show a little decorum, my celestial guest? It's a little late for that. The metal of the cage emits a piteous shriek as Solomorn slams his entire weight against the bars. Wait, what? He just kicks it open. Hey, look, free gun. Oh, he shot the altar of change. That's probably not good. Oh, he had a grenade too? The other 5 members of my party are just watching all of this. You struggle to open your eyes. After the world has once again taken shape, you realize that you are staring at your own palms from your own eye sockets. You move a hand and each muscle responds gratefully, filling with warmth. The others watch you with a mixture of hope and dismay. Maiev, the real Maiev, looks at you through watering eyes. Myself again. It was so. She lacks the strength for anything more and her body collapses to the ground. Governor Geraldo, for the crimes of stealing my body from me, practicing heresy, and all-around monstrousness, you are hereby sentenced to death. Attack! How dare you order anyone around in my own palace? Tavrisk, do it! Oh, I saw a chaos spawn over there in the corner. My lord's destinies are already set in stone. As long as I live, the word bubble moved off screen. Oh, his statues that he's carved came alive.
An amusing attempt at defiance.
Blood-red sickle of the moon, will you grant me one last boon? Shadow whispered, fair and true, death is coming after you. Okay. Alright. Alright, Spawn of the highest favor. Okay, we got a big nasty there. Stone Sentinel. Link in the chain. While Tavrisk is alive, Bluff gains +1 stack of Bonds of Servitude for each Stone Sentinel still in combat. What is Stone of Servitude? For each stack of this effect, Bluff gains 25% less damage suffered, plus 25% damage dealt, 25% hit chance, and 1 movement point. Okay, where is Tavrisk? Corrupted Guard, Lucra. There's Tavrisk. Alright, so I could just go try to snipe him. Dark Blessing, immune to horrors of the warp. Well, corrupted nobles. We got 4 giant statues. I don't know if they attack or not. They have movement points. They probably attack. So while all 4 statues are alive, he's basically invulnerable. Once I've destroyed 1 statue or Tavrisk, I can hurt him. Can I save the game here just in case I muck this up? Alright. Give an extra turn to Heinrichs.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
This isn't going to hit my main character, but it'll hit everybody else. Alright, regen on Echo.
For the throne's glory.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Okay. Curse on him, so that starts bouncing around. Can't reach Tavrisk from here. Okay, I'm gonna have her start going toward Taverisk. It's
Death
going to take a bit of
comes
running
in
though.
Silence. I shall not fail. As the times demand. The shadow of death is a blessing. As honor ordains.
Parry, oh god. Alright. Solomorn's turn. Commander Lucra.
The guilty will fall. Accept. I'll take it as a priority.
Okay, I got a bunch of bleeding on those two.
One of us would be enough.
Put Glyto on standby. Oh, Pascal just lost half his freaking health. Holy crap. Live bait. So he moved even further away. Okay.
Tech familiar activated.
Alright, 2 enemies down.
Setting target parameters for tech familiar unit.
Damage that one.
Running binary override. My vow is to serve.
Parry.
Death can unbelievable.
Such is the will of chaos.
To the heretics.
Oh my god. Oh, oh god, there's people over there too. I didn't even see them.
Flesh betrays me.
I just got a Steam achievement for dodging 500 attacks. Mukluk cannot move. It will not let me move. Alright.
Let's
Taunt
see.
all of that.
What if?
Parry. You cannot hurt me. What a pity. I guess fate is not on your side.
Let's see.
Stalwart defense. Oh, nice. The live bait thing just hit that guy. All right, Heinrich's turn.
Throne take you.
Okay.
But of course.
Armor buff.
I won't forget.
Free heal. Oh, Perils of the Warp just went off. That's not good. Haste buff. Resolve.
Let's see to it.
Armor.
Do my bidding.
Purification discharge. Perils of the Warp. Whoops.
Hold on.
Oh my god, that, what the heck? Whatever he just did hit his own dude for 100 damage. I don't know what that was. Heinrich's is down. Let's see. Wait, what's going on? Oh, someone's posting politics in here? Sorry, this is a Wendy's. What are you doing? We're playing video games.
No! These ruby flashes are choking me. Me? Captain?
Let's see.
Glato,
Apprehend.
we're undertaking this task. Let's test our
Attacks.
skills, Glato.
Okay.
If I may,
This is not good. Alright. Where's Tavrisk? There he is.
A dance of blades and shadows.
Are you kidding me? So if you get hit with an attack of opportunity, it stops all your movement. Muck you.
Trust me.
Target eliminated.
The
I don't know why
blade
Cabela just went
returns
down.
to
She
its
killed this guy, and she exploded too. Alright, that guy's done. Damage that a bit.
dare you.
That killed 2. That did not say it was going to hit Cass, but it did end up hitting Cass. I'm not happy about that.
someone just hit the ground.
Alright, so Pascal just got killed.
Serve the ruinous powers. This way. I'll do what it takes.
Don't you need a breathing navigator?
Cassie is about to die.
Schemes within schemes. A wicked thought.
If he moves, he's going to get attack of opportunity by all
genius
these
at
guys, and it's
work.
going to be terrible.
Let's see.
Parry.
Schemes within schemes.
Here we go.
Dog just went down.
Me.
Okay, 1 stone sentinel's dead.
I am a navigator, not a servitor. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Okay.
Me. If you insist, Lord Captain.
Ah, he's close. He is very low health.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? My heart still beats.
She just took 12 damage. I don't know from what.
We've got a job to do, Glato. One less. One of us would be enough.
Parry. Man, I really wish I had been able to get a cast of regeneration on Mukluk before Heinrichs had gone down.
Let's see. A genius at thought.
Let's make it.
Don't leave us. That's
115 damage she just got popped by.
as duty demands.
She just took 32. Why? Why is she just every turn she just takes like a massive amount of damage? I have no idea why. Tissue explosion. Okay, so I get... Dude, the thing is, like... He was 2 tiles away.
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
And she just died. Why? Why did you just die? I need an explanation. Did damage to the Stone Sentinel. Failed degradation. Cassia suffers trauma. Source, Cassia. Head trauma applied. This is so frustrating. I've got people that are just popping, and I don't know what's doing it.
Schemes within schemes. Let's see. A maelstrom of madness. A genius at work.
Let's get to it.
She's the dog again. Oh, Glyto's attacking.
Pain soothes my soul. A wicked thought. What if...
Okay, another statue down. That's helpful.
Schemes within schemes. A genius at work. A wicked thought. Too bad I'm still
Wow.
standing.
Okay, he shot the dog again. Yeah, Glyto is on autopilot. He's doing good.
Quick, quick.
I can't reanimate the dog. It's on cooldown right now.
What if? A wicked thought?
So we got an Arbides along with a different Arbides dog alive right now.
Protecting it.
Let's see. Schemes within schemes.
Well, the ramp up thing is working. Oh wait, is it reset whenever he goes down? Oh man. That's frustrating. Like, Glido still has all the buffs from Heinrich's. Cat doesn't. So this buff stack, anytime it lands a hit during Protect, it's supposed to get buffed up, but it's apparently been resetting anytime he went downstate.
Hold on.
Every turn this guy shoots my dog, I don't know why, but he also hits the statue for 50 damage there.
Strike me again and see what happens. My existence is
And Glyto's down.
pain is but an illusion. Let's see. A genius at work.
Let's make it quick.
From every loss, twisted wonders emerge. A wicked thought. Let's see. A wicked thought.
Block.
Let's see.
Alright, we got the boss. Now we got the guy who's been shooting me with lasers and the psyker.
What if...
Not being able to get buffs on him at the beginning. Dude, losing... We lost Pascal on turn 1. We lost the Cabela. I sent her to go assassinate the guy, and she just got killed instantly. Like, we lost so many people so quickly in this fight.
Schemes within schemes.
Glad I made my guy a tank.
A genius at work.
And he's just gonna zap the dog again. Yeah, every time I res it, he just cross-map Dude, he's so far away, too.
A wicked thought. Ah, a new note in discordant melody. Let's see.
What's this again?
Schemes
Thrown at me.
within the schemes. Ooh, pain soothes my soul.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to reactivate him now because I'm in another zip code.
You are marked for demise.
I'll do what it takes.
A genius at work. What if unexpected?
Oh my god! That dude exploded. Ah! I was going to charge and charge back to get more hits in, but they explode for like half your health pool when they die. What an annoying fight. Maybe that explosion killed Kibula. Yeah, Kibula tried to run over there, and if you get hit with an attack of opportunity in this game, it stops your movement. So Kibula couldn't get up there. Twice she got hit, and it stopped her movement. So I had her turn and kill a guy next to her, and he exploded and killed her. And then one of the giant statues ran up and killed Pascal and Heinrichs. And so that was 3 people down. Solomon and Cassia took longer to die, but then they also died. Alright. So do all of them? Oh, this guy doesn't have tissue explosion. Maybe they don't all have it at the beginning? I guess he just, like, adds it to them over time. Alright, I'm gonna try starting these further back and just see what happens. Alright, so there's regen on these people.
I shall not fail. Trust me. I feel nothing. As the tenants demand.
Alright, that's 1 down. The sound design is a lot cooler this go around. Over half his health pool gone. Bait on him. Big shot on the spawn. Okay, that guy burned to death. Oh my god, the sound. What the heck? I complimented it, but now it's like, ah! Why can I not use protect? The dog is immobilized, so I can't give it orders. I feel like it's not supposed to be doing the sound like this for this long. Alright, armor, heal, speed. The air temperature drops a few degrees. Okay, I got regen on Muck. That's huge. Oh god. I made it worse. We summoned a demon. Yay, more actually, the demon just hit the stone sentinel, but screamed at us, so it... And he just shot the demon with his 129 damage. Okay, well, that ended up helping more than hurting, I guess.
Trust me, I shall not fail.
My plan was to have Kibula go up and around and once again try to go for the Psyker. However, she got caught by the Sentinel and she can't get away until we take care of that. Okay, he's done. Just doing that to move him.
The shadows killing brings me no pleasure. I am your blade and shield. A tribute to the undying
Okay, she takes
Emperor.
care of those three. Solomorn's turn. If he shoots that way, his dog is gonna die.
Understood.
Gonna save overcharge for Muck to use it.
Accepted. I'll take it as a priority. Understood.
Take up defense over the body.
And he's done. Alright, bait again on Muck. That's doing great so far, although I'm worried about... I think these guys are bombed. Yeah, tissue explosion. One thing that's BS is it says adjacent creatures, but earlier on my previous attempt, Cassie was down here and zapped a guy up here and then she just died. I still don't know what caused that one. Like, I understand the tissue explosion thing now. I understand this guy's zapping us from a distance. That, though, I've not found an explanation. Can't reach him with the bird either. Oh, wait. Hold on. This attack will hit. Okay. I don't know what that red line is. AoE shot there. That live bait is doing really good.
This way.
Behold my
Alright, overcharge.
artistry.
Alright, so we got the dog back up. So, Mug's goal right now is just stay alive.
Let's see.
Jesus.
Schemes within schemes.
I knew they'd swing at me. I didn't expect that many hits to land.
What if the shores of oblivion yawn?
I am confused. That got... Alright, I'm reevaluating my knowledge of this. When you use Protect on a person, the dog runs to that person and hits things adjacent to that person. However, what I believe happened is the dog ran over, and the only monster adjacent to me was this guy. I did that on purpose. However, when the dog did its attack, it also hit these two. When it hit that one, that guy exploded. So I believe the dog runs over adjacent to the person, then the dog attacks everything adjacent to itself. Which is not what I thought was going to happen. Alright, this is probably going to blow up the dog, but I want to detonate this guy away from me. I don't know why that guy died. Again, the tissue explosion, it reads that it will hit things adjacent to it. But it's got at least a 2-tile range. Okay.
Let's see.
If he doesn't block and stuff next turn, he's going to be in trouble.
I won't go down easy. Let's see to it.
Alright, heal on Muk.
I won't object.
Armor
to
buff. Ace. Ah!
Deliver us!
He just knocked Pascal down. Not ideal.
I won't object.
Please, Lord Captain!
Oh my god! Alright, he just knocked Echo down. And Echo has a bug, as far as I could tell, where anytime Echo gets knocked down, he no longer functions properly like the rest of the fight, even after he gets back
Everyone, step aside.
up. So that's great. Nice! I got behind cover, but it doesn't matter. 102 damage, he's dead.
Step aside. The navigator is coming. I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
He can't use reactivate. Well, that ruins what I was about to do with him.
A genius at work.
Me.
Okay, get rid of one of those, reducing this guy's damage and stuff.
If I may. I am a navigator, not a servitor.
I will leave footprints of scarlet, trust me. As on caught by the web.
Beautiful hit.
I shall. The other
Okay,
side
she
awaits.
finally got a turn. Alright. So, the buff beams on Bluff are no longer there. So the statues are still alive. But the buff beams are no longer in effect.
I bring mercy and retribution.
Oh, Pascal's still alive. He's just been on his butt for a while, so he's taking hits right now.
A wicked thought. What if? A wicked thought.
I hit one of them.
Let's see.
What is going on? So it's like anytime I do an action, the boss is doing something. He uses at gunpoint. The last creature that dealt damage to Bluff, the Stone Sentinels, or Tavris becomes Bluff's priority target. If that creature is unconscious, a random enemy becomes his priority target. Got it, okay. So is he now aimed at me or the dog? He's aimed at me. He figured it out? Yeah, I guess I figured it out. So Pascal is up. Finest hour on Pascal.
Paint your death in colors.
Blinding strike.
Masters for tech familiar units.
Obstruct vision. He can't shoot, I guess because of the screamer in his face. Knock it away. That was 95% chance to hit. And he missed!
Abide in the hope.
Okay, the screamer is gone.
Tech familiar.
Bait on Mukluk again.
Isn't try to die with grace, at least.
Okay. Alright, killed the boss, the statues died. Is there any more nobles? There has to be. Who am I in combat with? Bottom right. Down here. Okay, so the people with bombs are still bombs.
I'm another phone painted black.
Again, yeah, see, that guy was 3 tiles away. So that text that says that the tissue explosion hits adjacent, that's not correct. It's 2 to 3 tiles minimum. In the ensuing silence, a gurgling snicker becomes clearly audible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see our guest is 2 alive. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start the gutting, start the fun. The ugly shambles that is Rualdo's face dissolves into a semblance of a smile. Cease your inane mutterings. You may open your mouth when you are asked a question, and your answer had better be honest and to the point, or I swear by the Lex I will make you speak, or rather whatever remains of you after I finish preparing you for interrogation. Are there any other victims of your ritual? That survived? No, and I didn't count the dead. The ritual is a complex one to perform, so it took Tavrisk and me a long time to calibrate it. And you were the one it worked on. To think of all the possibilities that opened up, using the Altar of Change, I could have worked my way up to a Lord of Terra. What are you talking about? The very suggestion! The Proctor's voice resounds with fury. His steely fingers dig into Glyto's collar. You sick degenerate! That's the most emotion he's ever shown. As my father used to say, if you've come a long way, keep going. I'm a dead man as it is, so I might as well dream a little. Thesatium. What are its properties? This wretched little world held nothing worthy of attention save for Thesatium. When I started having dreams about it, about changing bodies, I thought I was going insane, and I shared this with my sculptor, the now late Tavrisk. He helped me to understand the essence of the mineral. Experiments and studies followed, mostly carried out by Tavrisk. I don't have his gift, but oh, the things I could do if I were a sorcerer. In the end, he realized the Sertium was a potent psi focus. After 1,000 cursed attempts and a combination of powers, energies, and sacrificial victims, Tavrisk managed to create his finest sculpture from it, the Altar of Change. A magnificent artifact, a door to eternity. No more limitations imposed by our mortal bodies. No ailments, no injuries. If your flesh is worn, just swap it for new flesh. Don't you, like your lot in life, choose from 1,000 others? No longer just a dream, but its most perfect realization. Immortality in stone. What was the point of that whole masquerade with the fake governor? A governor attracts too much attention, and I wanted my hands to stay untied, so I offered my court fool a fair bargain. He would become me, ruling the planet, living the good life, getting whatever he wanted, while I would be out there flying toward the stars. We traded faces, clothes, and lives, and because I had gotten the local nobles into the habit of sewing other people's mugs on their heads, the switch went unnoticed. But the switch was only the first part of the deal. Naturally, I didn't mention the second part, the removal of witnesses. If someone is going to turn against you the moment there's a knife at his beloved sister's throat, you can't afford to keep him alive. Rualdo casts a hateful glance at Maev's direction. I want to talk about your plan. What was your goal here, Rualdo? The plan was simple and elegant. The Sarah starts underpaying its tithe, the Arbites swallow the bait and send their messengers here. That's when I spring my trap. I change into the body of an arbitrator or proctor who lands here, pack up the altar, board the Arbites ship, and wave goodbye to this ball of dirt swinging in the void. A rogue trader would have been even better, but greed has a way of spoiling a good game of regicide. The plan has not changed, Rualdo. The Undying One has whispered your name, and the execution of his will is nigh. Of course, this game has involved one key piece, the embodiment of freedom of choice, my magnificent altar. So much accumulated potential from years of experimentation. It is damaged, but it still beckons, waiting to be used. Rualdo looks at you in the eye with a caustic smile. I advise you to keep it safe. Who knows how many thousands of lives it will claim if something happens to it, unleashing all that power. There's a heretical option, but can't take it. I have learned all I needed to know. You may execute the heretic, Solomon. Since you're done, Solomon points his weapon. Rualdo, you have committed unthinkable heresy, and I refuse to acknowledge you as a human being or read your verdict as befitting a criminal. You are a stain on Thorcera's history, and it is time to wipe you from it. Although he executes the governor quickly, you see a fleeting expression of absolute disgust, perhaps even hatred, pass over the proctor's face. I thought he was going to torture him for information. Maiev opens her eyes and immediately jumps to her feet at the sight of the bloody corpse. She clenches her hands on her chest and her eyes well up. That was not your brother, Maiev. The young woman nods meekly and a single tear runs down her cheek. Her voice is hollow when she speaks. You're right. He was the one who doomed him. Find anything, Solomon? Yes, the data slate with the shipment chronicle that they spent so much time vainly searching for. According to the records, the tithe period is one of Terran decade, and the quota prescribed is 1,000 cargo units. The governor withheld 100 units from each of the 5 most recent shipments. That means this world has no actual difficulty regularly supplying its tribute. We can consider that matter settled. Deciding what to do with the Thesertium is far more important. It is a resource we cannot afford to ignore. Solomon looks you straight in the eye. I propose destroying all the Thesertium already mined, as well as its deposits. Allowing an abomination like that to exist is against the Lex. As for assessing the degree of Thesera's corruption and deciding its fate, the law prescribes leaving this to the judgment of the world's owners, that is, the Administratum. Agreed. Anything even remotely connected to the heresy that was committed here must be destroyed down to the last fragment and to the last participant. Okay, hold on. So I've got 2 dogmatic options. I want to read these. You can declare exterminatus on the planet and kill the whole planet. Alright, so Heinrichs wants to just nuke the planet. Solomon says just destroy all the evil rock. Alright, I'll try Solomon. Let us do it your way, Solomon. If that is the solution the Lex Imperialis demands, then I fully concur. Thank you, Rogue Trader. That is the right choice. Dogmatic plus 15. Maiev looks up at you pleadingly. My celestial lord, what am I to do now? And not a sliver of remorse, just fear for her own skin. Do not be swayed by a criminal's tears. I have seen plenty of those, and they are worth nothing. Or I should say not worth more than a bullet. Wow. Figure it out yourself. Killer. You're gonna be lobotomized and turned into a servitor. You're coming with me. Thesera needs a new governor, one we can trust. What can you do? Servitor? What? Dude, we were in this lady saved my life. when we were in the cage, she knocked that guy out of the way and made me body swap with her instead of him. That saved us. We would have died there if not for her actions. So I feel like some degree of lenience here. Let's try this. Thessera needs a new governor that we can trust. Please not me. Anyone but me. Who would listen to a court upstart who used to be a chamber pot maid? Maiev blushes profusely. She realizes she said too much. Relax. You will serve whatever governor I appoint from among people whose loyalty I can trust, and you will report their every movement to me. As you wish, my celestial lord. Then Thessera's fate is decided, and there's no point in staying here any longer. The heretic mentioned destroying the altar would risk deaths among the local population. Whether he was lying or trying to manipulate us is irrelevant. The abomination must be destroyed. As for any casualties, the Emperor will know his own. He says, let God sort him out. He's like, shoot the nuclear rock. Let God sort him out. As you approach the damaged altar, you feel an unpleasant weakness. You hear a faint ringing in your ears as if the smooth surface of the stone is groaning from the wounds it has suffered. Dogmatic. The sacred fire of my ship's orbital cannons will raise the palace to the ground before this cursed artifact can corrupt another soul. As you look up to the altar, the ringing in your ears intensifies for a moment. Rupturing your eardrums, the altar roars threatening, promising to take thousands more with it, but you are already deaf to its pitiful threats. You are interrupted by an anxious voice from the Vox. Lord Captain, do you read? The shuttle pilot reported the rescue operation. Enforcers on the way. What is your status? Are you alive? Come in. I am alive, Vigdis. Prepare to depart. Copy, Lord Captain. A moment of ringing silence, and then 1,000 shards pierce your mind. A familiar voice coils around your thoughts, drowning them out. Are you leaving without even conversing with me, child? Without even asking yourself how much a vivid soul managed to remain intact after wandering in the darkness's embrace and donning another's guise. Such rare luck for a mortal. Oh god. I mean, this whole thing is Zinchi. Is this Zinchi? In the icy silence, you are struck with a series of incredibly lifelike recollections. You are not alone, and you never were. It was always there, in your shadow, in the blood, inside you. Yes, Muck. This luck... Yes, Mukluk, this luck is named the Edge of Daybreak. Had it not been for my sleepless gaze, your mind would have long since joined the mournful host of those who are no more. It was I who kept it whole and unharmed, for I could not allow such a radiant destiny to fall to some absurdity. But at times I do wonder, is it worthy of my protection? Dogmatic. You are nothing but a worm in the shadow of the Golden Throne. Reveal yourself to me, and let us fight. Or is hiding like a coward in the back of a person's thoughts all you are capable of doing? There it is. The ingratitude and obliviousness of the insects that call themselves humanity. I am no corporeal body that can be slain, child. All of time belongs to me, as does every thread in the tapestry of destinies. I need but touch one of them. You feel a sharp pain and a trickle of blood runs down your temple. A taste of grim solemnity permeates the silence of your unseen interlocutor. But I am generous. I give my chosen children time to understand. +1 dogmatic. And their time is so fleeting. The echo of the entity's voice lingers for a while like the sound of distant thunder. Alright, loot.
My nerves are frayed.
That was a rough room. That was a very rough room. Let's tap quick save. Real quick. What's that? Heavy maul. If the wielder has a shield equipped, whenever they hit the target with this maul, they immediately make a shield bash against the target. If it hits, the target must pass a toughness resistance test with a +20 or become stunned. So you hit with the mace, the maul, I guess, and then you do a shield bash at the same time. That's pretty neat. Skull on a stick. The clear lines of the heretical symbols elicit a vague desire to touch them. No, don't touch them.
They will see. Oh, yes, indeed.
Cruel Fate, two-handed
They
ranged
all
weapon.
We'll see.
75% more over penetration. Yeah, that gun freaking hurt. Circles have been scrawled over whole stacks of scrolls. Each circle resembles the one daubed on the floor, but none replicate it exactly. So, experiments. Goods. Some cargo.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
Lore warp.
I...
As you approach the
beg
shards, the
pardon.
monster's structure make a barely audible ringing sound. Okay. Alright, let's look at the level ups. Okay, Overseer. Overcharge. Whenever the familiar becomes the target of an enemy's attack, the Overseer has their damage dealt decreased by 2%. Whenever the Overseer uses Overcharge, their familiar gains 30 to key characteristics for 1 round. The next round, the bonuses will become plus 10 and last till the end of combat. Let's do Overcharge too. Alright, her. All allies in the area also gain dodge for your armor. This is OI 20. Oh, I never really used this. Choose one combat area. Every ally inside it gains an extra turn. I guess that. Alright, Cabela. Carnival of Misery. Remind me what that one does? Till the end of combat, all damage dealt to enemies by damage returns decreased by 100%. Ah, that's right. All enemies in combat immediately suffer bleeding, burning, and toxin. Wow. Just dot the whole map? Whenever it's used, all enemies suffer damage returns to start additional instance of damage. Let's do that. All enemies in combat get dotted. Alright, Pascal. Let's see. Overcharge. Cyber Eagle heals to full. Next Overseer, 3 abilities cost 1 AP less. Until the end of combat, the obstructed enemy's attacks in the direction of Cyber Eagle that hit. That enemies' allies score critical hits. Okay. Whenever the Overseer uses their archetype ability. Again, I don't know... What is Overseer? Or what? Sorry, Overseer. What is the archetype ability? Is this it? Like, are these archetype abilities? What is an archetype ability? That's a heroic act. I'm assuming these are the archetype abilities. So, tooltip's a little vague on that one. Overcharge. What if it's a target of... let's see, what does Overcharge do again? Cyber Raven heals to full. Till the end of combat, you can relay attacking psychic powers through the Raven. Solomorn. He gets traits of some sort. Oh, I need to get this on Muck. The protected ally ignores attacks of opportunity. So during that one moment where he was surrounded and moved out of it, and like 5 people swung at him and almost killed him, this would have made that not happen. Just plus to stats. Choose a common talent. More toughness, sure. Okay. Alright, save again. Did a lot there. And return to Void Ship. I wonder if that's the end of this DLC or just the end of this little bit. Because I'm sure Solomorn is going to find some excuse to stay on the ship. That's it. So you can't go back there. Alright. Well, that was something. Let's see. Alright, go back to the warp. I'm sure at some point Solomorn will stop us and want to talk. Okay, let's reduce the risk of travel to that destination. And head there. Lord Captain, we've received an astropathic message from Dargonis. Achilles Scalander reports Xenos raid against a merchant ship in the silence of Mare Segret. The coordinates of a hypothetical contact have been forwarded to the crew. If you wish to support your subjects and fight back against the Xenos personally, we must hurry. It is unlikely that a merchant ship will be able to resist the enemies of humanity for long. It was discovered that one of the smaller vats in Engine Hall 5, which should have been filled with wastewater, instead contained a liquid that looked like blood. This incident was deemed not to be of a serious concern, and everything went back to normal as soon as the ship returned to real space. The Immaterium released us from its grip. Okay, go ahead and chart routes. Alright, where's the place under attack? Mare Seblis or something? Oh god. Silence of Mare Segret. Where is it? There. Oh god, that is quite a few jumps. Alright, I'll head there, but it's gonna take a minute. The duty officer reported an incident in the shuttle repair bay. A security team was dispatched in response to a distress signal, but when they arrived, they discovered that the shuttle repair crew had doubled in number. Somehow, every crew member now had an identical twin, but each assured the enforcers that they were the real one. The enforcers immediately opened fire, killing everyone in the bay. The duty officer awarded the squad a commendation for their vigilance and efficiency. A scheduled service in the ship's chapel was interrupted in the most profane manner. The images of saints and martyrs depicted on the altarpiece started to move and step down from the canvas. The congregation was filled with terror and dozens have perished in the stampede. The illusion disappeared on its own, but claimed several priests and altar attendants. It is said their frenzied shrieks can still be heard echoing under the vaults of the chapel during prayer. Alright. Save and visit. Let's see if we can find these naughty ships. I think that's it. So I headed straight here in the fastest route possible, so if this isn't here in time, not much I can do about it. Okay. Alright, I got 2 friendships and 3 enemies in front of me.
Sail upon the seas of void.
Alright, 1 down.
Set course.
Ooh, good little interceptor. Oh my goodness. Immediately took that thing out. Ow, my booty. I shot my ship in the butt. Wait, is there more? But wait, there's more. Okay. Make a sharp turn. Deploy the more boys. Reboot the shields.
Set course.
No, they're shooting my escort frigate. Oh my god. They blew it up!
The destination is known. Commence the symphony of macro cannons. Initiates macro cannon barrage.
Negation to blended plasma fire.
Battle is over. 5 ghost plates and some scrap. Did you let chat name the ship? What? Oh, Bodie McBoatface? No, I forgot I did that. A new message from Master Scalander, Lord Captain. This time he is not reporting yet another attack, but the alleged location of one of the Xenos leaders. Achilles' aides have reported that said leader will be heading an attack on the Paradise world Grantis. There's one catch: the planet belongs to Caligos Winterscale, another rogue trader. Master Scalander noted in his message that responding to a distress call is unlikely to be considered an incursion into somebody else's territory. The governor of Grantis will most likely send out a call for aid the moment the raid begins, and if your void ship happens to be nearby, no one will question your reasons for landing. Repair hull. Okay. Stuff from the ships we destroyed. Alright. Okay. Let's see. Alright, so... we still haven't done those yet. Alright, I guess right here. Let's see. Reduce the route. Let's see what this place is. The clan servicing the cooling systems has reported an incident of sorcery. The shadows in the cabins and corridors are coming to life. The Voidsmen say they see strange writhing things lurk in nooks and crannies at the edge of their vision. If they look away, the things spread over the room, gnawing on everything in their path and attacking the weak and infirm. The strange creatures cannot be caught. It is almost as if they sense they are being watched and sink into the many cracks between the machines and bulkheads. Ballistic. Order the decks to be purified with fire. The controlled scorching of decks is a labor-intensive but very familiar process for the Voidsmen serving under the ship's Infernus Master. The evacuated chambers were set on fire, burning away all filth and heresy from the darkest corners. The shadow skulkers vanished without a trace, and the denizens of the cooling systems breathed a sigh of relief. They are very happy that I burned the place with fire, chat. No new routes from there. Alright, visit. By fire be purged. That's right. Lord Captain, the Vox systems intercepted a distress signal coming from an Imperial vessel. The system contains a ship that belongs to the planetary fleet of Dargonis, the capital of the Von Valancius dynasty. The transmission is repeated at regular intervals, but the message itself is corrupted. A cacophony of requests for help, groans, and shouts. What in the world? It is your name they are shouting, Lord Captain. Fuel. 3 fuel. 3 fuel. I don't have any extractiums right now, so I can't do anything with that. 1 fuel. 1 fuel. Gutted void ship. Let's get Jay back on the team. Miss having her. Yeah, let's do that. Alright,
Some choose wealth, others prefer power. And me, well, I'm not that picky. I'll take both.
Alright, let me look at this. Alright, so this one, plus 10 fellowship, no damage from area attacks. So this one, at the start of the Overseer's turn, enemies adjacent to the Servo Skull Swarm must pass a resistance test or get perplexed. And that just keeps stacking. Alright, let's put that there. This appears to be way better than our previous gun. This is the gun from the boss that we fought a little while ago. That on. Alright. Quick save.
Is it seemly for valued servants
This person's
of the
body is covered in
Emperor to
unpleasant
huddle
looking
together in
growths.
such a squalid abode?
Lay people always overvalue indications of status. Prestige is demonstrated through functional superiority, not the quantification of one's possessions.
Okay, let's try that again. This person's body is covered in unpleasant-looking growths, scabs, and ulcers. They look like fresh mutations.
One step at a time. Amidst the madness.
Got a bunch of mutants! I'm smelling heresy!
If I may.
But of course.
Alright, regen on everyone.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? Emperor, give me strength.
I wanted to throw a curse out so it started spreading, but she doesn't really have line of sight there.
If only that were possible.
Okay, Muck's turn.
Schemes within schemes.
One down.
A wicked thought.
I can handle this.
Spontaneous mutation. Now, what is that gonna do? Touch of the Warp grants mutants random mutation every round. It may heal, damage, blind, or grant foreboding. Okay. I'm gonna have Cabela stay near us until we can get the rest of the buffs on the group. They spit on my dog.
Emperor, protect me.
Okay.
Commands are more pleasant to give than to follow. You've got a...
She missed.
Abide in the blessed
Burb.
creations of the Omnissiah. Tech familiar. Activated.
I try to die with grace, at least. Another foe painted black.
Okay, that's done. Okay, so
Let's
heal everyone, armor everyone, speed boost everyone, resolve everyone, armor everyone. Okay. Blinding strike there.
Blessed creations of the
Little graphic bug there. The bird didn't move.
significant value.
Okay, he takes those out.
Running binaric override.
Isn't this a job for the serfs? Me try to die with grace, at least.
Double zap.
Another stroke.
He's
of
overcharged.
genius. War is my muse.
See if I can hit them and bring him back. Not a lot of damage.
A wicked lord. Let's
And come back. Can't reach with taunt, so just end turn.
Death comes in silence. Death is a blessing.
Splat! Blood everywhere. Oh, double eagle.
Me? Never in 1,000 sectors.
Alright, give Kibble an extra turn.
Let your soul
Pop
be
that guy.
purged.
Paint.
As
Hi. Got a visitor, chat. Just a minute. Where was he at?
It's on the beanbag. Not the Ninja Turtle one, the other one.
What's up, Chip?
Pain.
Mwah.
Suffering. Why'd you turn off the green screen?
Just to make him show up better. Just for a second. He's complaining. Okay. Give him a break. Thank you for the visit. Let's see. Carnival of Misery. So that puts dots on everyone.
His will.
Hi. Another visitor. Okay. Let's see. I'm actually going to send the dog back a little bit just so it can recover.
Two are better than one. Watch my back. Tell me, Jai Haydari.
Good shot.
Remember the name.
Oh, what just happened? The dog went down. No. Hmm. Hmm.
Tech familiar activated.
Splat. That's everything. Okay. Alright, this ship got mutants on it. Let's see. The sweetest smell coming from the dead seems odd, and the blood has an unusual hue to it. The cogitator's machine spirit stays silent in an attempt to reach the dead systems of the destroyed ship.
What curiosity unveils itself before me?
Goods.
What
Athletics, we'll come back to
lies
that.
Beyond.
Lockbox, Pascal.
The machine gun grants me
Distraction Cape. This cape lowers all enemies' perception by fellowship bonus within 5 cells. Staff of House Cassini. All allies targeted by Navigator powers gain 2 additional movement points on the next turn. Allies targeted by Navigator powers gain +7 bonus to their characteristics until the end of the Navigator's next turn. This stacks and is prolonged until the Navigator's next turn every time it stacks. So if you just keep buffing someone every turn, it'll just keep stacking. That sounds like it could be really cool. What does her current staff
They
do?
fear to look at me because of my appearance. I fear to look at them because of their rotten-colored souls.
Oh, so this staff is the one that lets her attack twice a turn, which is also very powerful. Okay, probably keep the double attack. It would take a very long fight for +7 stat stacking to pull ahead of attack twice as often each turn. Books and items of luxury. The legality of some of them is questionable, but the Navis Nobilite often turns a blind eye to such diversions.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
Alright, athletics, clear a
Genius
passage.
triumphs.
Hmm. That's a lot of meat. That's a lot of meat. The Navigator's Throne. The handles are extremely worn with visible marks left by nails, evidence of the terrifying... Wait, hold on. Evidence of the terrifying hours spent locked in battle with the power of the warp. Muck, what if you had a power outage and lost your daily stream streak? We did once. I streamed for 10 minutes from a phone, and I had my face against the camera like, can you see me? This still counts! It still counts! And then the power came back on, and I was like, oh, I don't have to keep doing this.
Patience! My nerves are frayed!
Someone said, have you seen Guild Wars 2 Twitter? Hang on. Mark your calendars and ready your theories. There's much more info to come into about the new Elite Specs and Visions of Eternity with 3 deep dive blogs and live streams planned. Here's when and when. What is this? Okay. Alright. I guess I could do a little bit. This is... There's not a lot of information in this. They already told us that every Wednesday we were going to get a blog post and every Friday we were going to get a stream. This has a hair more information than that.
They will see. Oh,
The leader of the
yes,
ravaged ship's crew
they
wipes the sweat from his brow in a
will
motion
see.
characteristic of navigators. Not with a whole hand, but with 2 fingers moving from left to right and back so as not to touch the third eye by accident. This movement is the only sign of fatigue he allows himself. His posture is immaculate, shoulders wide, eyes front, as if he did not just emerge from a grueling battle and is simply greeting you on the bridge on an uneventful day. My greetings, your lordship. There is no need for introductions. I know the heirs of the House von Valancius by sight. I am Han of House Cassini, navigator on this vessel, and as the senior surviving officer, I assumed command after the incident. Lady Navigator, what an unexpected and pleasant meeting considering the circumstances. Han decorously dips his head to Cassia. I have not had the honor of being personally acquainted with you, but I of course know the emblem of House Orselio. How fares the honorable regent? Cassia Orselio, she offers a reserved nod. Cordiality will not disguise the ice-blue coldness of your words, Navigator Han. However, I will tell Regent Aranto that you inquired after his health. You may pass on my best wishes to Novator Cassini. Now let's set the pleasantries aside. I'm sure the rogue trader would like to ask you a few questions. As Han speaks, others glare at you with dour tension. Up close, you can plainly see that every one of them is a mutant. Their faces and bodies bear the mark of incredibly grotesque deformities, the same as the muttering madmen who attacked you. However, Han's associates seem perfectly clear-eyed, showing no signs of madness. Dogmatic is just attack him on sight? Okay, that's a bit too lawful stupid. Alright. What happened to the ship and the crew, Han? The ship is assigned to the port of Dargonis. Some time ago, the captain was instructed to deliver a package, urgently, by hand, to you, your lordship. We were even shown a pic of your face. The navigator's voice seems calm, yet there is tension in his eyes, which are trained on you. The disaster struck during the warp jump. I will never know all the details, as I was preoccupied with my primary duties, but for some reason, the captain decided to open the package. That, as you may have noticed, had a most destructive impact on the crew. Han frowns. The package contained a chaos artifact, a chaos bomb, if you will. The moment it was removed from its protective cocoon, the crew began to lose their mind and mutate. The first to be afflicted was the captain and the senior officers, but the effect spread with incredible speed. Every deck was consumed by it, every last one. The raging mutants, no longer sane, damaged many systems. The ship was in distress and would have almost certainly been destroyed had I not resorted to making an emergency exit from the warp. The people you see here are the only survivors, or rather the only ones who were able to retain both lives and sanity. I gathered everyone I could, isolated the source of danger, and sent out a distress signal. We were adrift, waiting for help to come and fighting off mad crew members, then you arrived. So the Chaos Bomb was meant for me. Who's the sender? As far as I'm aware, the order came from Kunragd Voitvir, the master of Whispers in the Road Trader's retinue. It is likely that he arranged the delivery either personally or through intermediaries. A heretic who is invested with legitimate power and whose latest activities remain a mystery to all. Believe me, Mukluk, an individual like your former Master of Whispers will not stop at sending a Chaos artifact in his attempts to destabilize your protectorate. Han pauses, then adds bluntly, almost brazenly. Your reaction suggests you were not expecting a package of this sort. That is good to know. I had almost convinced myself that the Rogue Trader was deliberately collecting Chaos artifacts. I am not tainted by chaos, and I knew nothing of the package. I give you my word as Rogue Trader. He gives you a searching look, then bows his head. I beg your pardon, your lordship. I saw the terrible death of the entire crew with my own eyes. I was forced to bring the ship out of the warp by means of an emergency maneuver, and then I had to fight my former comrades, insane and twisted. I am tired. However, the sender wanted all of this. Han makes a sweeping gesture at the destruction and corpses of crew members around him, to happen to your ship, not ours. Were you not affected by the mutations and madness? Well, that depends. I was born a mutant, you see. Han smiles, grimly and wearily. Navigators are taught to resist the influence of chaos, and so I have been, as best as I could. But I will be frank with you, I cannot be certain that I have avoided it completely. There have been no visible indications yet. Awareness test succeeded. All signs point to Han telling the truth, but you also notice clear evidence of just how difficult it is for him to struggle against the corruption. He is extremely tired, practically exhausted. Where's the artifact now? The tension in his posture and gaze becomes even more noticeable. I have placed it inside a protective sarcophagus, more reliable than the previous repository. Unfortunately, an artifact as powerful as this one could not be destroyed under these circumstances, or rather, I had no assurances that it would not disintegrate every one of us and scatter us across several light hours of neighboring space. But once we are off the ship, I will absolutely find a way to destroy the vile thing. Demolition? We could lay mines in what remains of the ship and blast it along with the artifact from a safe distance. I have the resources and the knowledge to do it. Your words give Han pause, but he seems convinced. He relaxes a little, but then asks, cautiously, as if testing the waters, what about me and the crew? Will you take us with you? So dogmatic is the same button that it's been the whole conversation, which is just attack the guy. Iconoclast is, I'm taking you aboard my ship. My word is law. No one will dare take issue with you, despite the mutations. Let's see. You can come with me, but the remnants of the crew will be terminated. Those people are beyond salvation. They are corrupted by chaos. His jerks up his chin. These are my people. We've lived through this nightmare together. I'm responsible for them. All of us leave this ship, or none of us do. I don't know, dude. Taking people that just got hit by a chaos bomb on the ship seems really stupid. Alright, I said it was a dogmatic playthrough. So, you have all been tainted by chaos. Death to the mutants. I like how they all just watch as I very slowly do this. Break open the artifact container. Oh, hell no. Chainsword. I feel like that wasn't the right time for that sound effect. Plasma gun. Plus 10 willpower. If conviction dogmatic, they also gain 5 fellowship. Armored body glove.
I'm watching your back. Always.
Okay. We do not want to break open the artifact container.
In my wake.
Did you see the thing? If you mean the Guild Wars 2 tweet, yes.
I've seen a lot of innocent.
Oh wait, there was other stuff in here. Hang on. Alright, now I got everything. Alright, let's leave the ship and see if it gives us the option to blow it up. Okay. Do I have to interact with the box to lay the mines and destroy it? I said I was gonna lay mines, but I don't see that option. Alright, I'm gonna save the game and then look at the box. Because I want to destroy the ship, I just don't see the button. The big red button. Ah, there it is. The container is covered in a fine ornament of symbols, among which the seal of the Navis Nobilite and the personal coat of arms of House Cassini stand out. The container is closed and sealed, but the lock does not seem particularly tricky. Dogmatic. Give the order to lay the mines. This thing must be destroyed along with the ship. Okay. Now I think I leave. Hey man, did you finally quit Guild Wars 2? Every day I quit again, and every day I play it again. I'll be back on it tomorrow. And then I'll quit again on Wednesday. Okay. That's done. The enforcers from different decks of the Von Valancia's vessel report a terrifying sight. The skin of some crew members has become translucent, revealing knots of muscle and blood vessels beneath. Worse yet, small spider-like insects were seen scurrying inside them. Oh my god. Snow white and sparkling like ice. The transformed could not see this phenomenon in themselves or anyone else, only occasionally complaining about a prickly feeling in their extremities. Some were branded as mutants and killed. The survivors reverted back after the vessel emerged from real space. Fun. Chart new routes. Visit uncharted system. Hmm. 3 fuel. The ruins of an ancient imperial city were discovered on a dead world completely deprived of an ecosystem. According to the reports, the entire settlement is contained in a titanic glass dome that once held an artificial atmosphere. Your augurs detected the framework of 3 other similar structures that were never completed. For whatever reason, the dome's systems failed, and left behind is the city, a ghost that never managed to become a proper colony of the Imperium. Order the scouts to gather as many supplies as possible. Drain the remaining fuel from the generator stations. The city won't need them anymore. Send out a crew to explore the city's temple district. The temple district is situated at the heart of the city. The god emperor's statue, intricately carved from precious crystal, is suspended beneath the dome, supported by chains of gold, and can be seen from anywhere in the colony. Inspired by the majestic sight, the expedition members set off to explore the area with renewed vigor. Soon enough, they stumbled upon an ancient weapon lying on a pedestal wreathed in sunlight. The expedition brought it back to the ship and told many tales about how the emperor himself, who had been watching them from above, had directed their attention to the sacred relic. Blessed bolter casing. Single attacks with bolter weapons automatically hit the target. Oh, there was text here I missed. Your people flood the city like a tidal wave, filled building after building, bunkhouse after bunkhouse, and receded from its quiet streets just as quickly. There were plenty of useful things among the findings, including foodstuffs and weapons. It takes several trips to deliver the massive Prometheum storage tanks to your vessel. The crew grimly points out the colony was running out of fuel. Had the life support systems not failed prematurely, the locals would still have perished due to lack of energy. Explore the local palace. A lavishly decorated estate of the local ruler's towers over rows of featureless bunkhouses. Several explorers perished from the cleverly hidden tripwires in the courtyard, but after losing their companions, the team easily disarmed the remaining traps in the estate. Anything of value... Excuse me just a second. Anything of value has been promptly delivered to the rogue trader's vessel. The Lord Captain is even given an exquisite sword found in a secret cache that once belonged to the mansion's owner. Ghost sword. 1 profit factor gained. Leave the dead city. Okay. Plasteel. Mike, I don't remember if you like Warframe at all. Never played it. All the Starfinder, Paizo Space version of Pathfinder is doing a module with Warframe. Cool. Yeah, I've never played any Warframe stuff. The magnetic storm raging above the planet blurs the gaze of the augur arrays. Only truly powerful diviner machines may see through the currents of magnetic fluctuations in their blessed vigil and discover the mysteries of this emperor-forsaken planet. The rogue trader has decided to leave this unwelcoming world. Maybe he will return here one day. Nomi
3785 raided my stream with 4 viewers.
Thank you, Nomi. Appreciate the raid. Welcome. Mug, have you seen the latest post on Twitter? I have indeed. Acolytes of the Cult Mechanicus has reported a disturbing incident. All Vox systems on the middle deck started broadcasting otherworldly sounds, whistling a haunting melody. The strains of monstrous music drove people into a frenzied dance that could not be stopped. Several hours later, the Vox devices fell silent and the dancing crew members fell lifeless. The area was cleared and the bodies of the deceased were disposed of with necessary precautions. Okay. Let's see. All hail the gnomes. Really? I remember the rap tap tap line being played on stream. Yeah, that was Noxxi. Noxxi did that sound effect. And Noxxi has apparently played Warframe. That's why it had no effect on me. Chart new routes. I didn't understand the reference. Oh my goodness, look at that. Alright, take that down to difficulty 2. Alright, and visit this. Could you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Not you, I know you heard it. It's like, it's like a normal sunny day, and then just boom, massive thunderclap right above my house. Okay. Quick save just in case we get DC'd. Got thunder here as well. Yeah. Thor bringing Muck's house the band hammer. Yeah. Xenotech. Jungle World. Augur's Anomaly. Oh, we can land. Oh, we can level up too. I don't know if it'll ever happen. It'd be cool to see you do Pathfinder 2E for realsies someday. Maybe. I do love Pathfinder, but doing a pen and paper campaign is a lot of work. So I'd have to do a lot of work or find someone to do a lot of work. Alright, so we've got to level up. Hang on, let's see what we got here. So our dog gets downstated a lot. So let's take this trait that increases how much max hit points it has. Allows the wearing of power armor. I would love that, but that's later. Once per combat, when you get stunned, blinded, or immobilized, it's ignored and you instead gain health. Grand Strategist. Oh, more movement. That's always good. Let's do that. Perception. Let's see. Lasting agony. Duration of negative effects inflicted by pain resonance increased by 1 round. I am... Uh-oh. Oh. Chat, am I still live? Our power just flickered. And my power supply kept my computer on. Okay, so the internet connection stayed up. Alright, thanks. My lamp turned off too. Ah! And it got set to factory default settings. You suck. Hang on. Friggin' stupid. Hold on, I'm messing with it. Give me a sec. Okay. Yeah, the factory default settings for the lamp is just like the full unbridled power of the sun. Let's see. Increase armor. Damage up by overtime. Execute a 4% of penalty. No. Reprieve. Muktan. Yeah. Invigorating screams. When pushing an enemy, you also deal 9 levels of bleeding. She doesn't have a push. The first instance of damage dealt by damage over time effects in a round reduces the inflicted enemy's armor by 32% at the end of combat. This effect can be inflicted on multiple enemies per round, but only once per enemy stacks. Oh wow, stacking armor shred. Yeah. Alright. Pascal. Plus stats. Pascal gains 6 movement points in the first round of combat. Every successful melee attack grants Pascal plus 3 MP for the next round. Buff for plasma weapons, which is what his main gun is. Does that mean if your power goes out at night and it's all dark, the first thing you'll see is the full power? Yeah. Yeah, the lamp is it's a ring light. It plugs into the computer with USB. Anytime it fully loses power, it forgets its settings. Which is what you just witnessed. Cohesion. Whenever a familiar's ability is used on an ally, can be the overseer for 1 round. Use those 5 stats. Plus find all stats. Oh, can he get any psyker power-ups? Hang on. He does have some. Chance to critically heal teammates. Eternal Glory. News of Hatred. Psalm of Heroes. Psalm of Heroes is pretty good. I'll do that. Oh, wait, what is Destined? Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. The Psyker's armor is increased by 5%, and this increases by 5% at the beginning of every round of combat. So he just keeps getting thicker? Yeah! Thick Psyker boy. As long as he doesn't get one shot on turn 1. Whenever an ability extrapolated through the servo skull swarm affects allies, The Servo Skull Swarm gains 1 fellowship. Whenever such an ability affects enemies, you gain 1 intelligence stacks. Increase its health. I don't know. I don't really see a great choice for this one. Stronger together, I guess. Alright, a little bit of stats, I guess. Okay. Let's see, what do we got? Goods.
I know that you are watching
cargo.
me, Venai Heinrichs.
Oh.
Not as a friend, but as a sentry. I do not mind.
Thank you. I do not doubt your loyalty, but your method for selecting victims makes me wary.
Inside the containers are the remnants of stones and frescoes depicting a black spot surrounded by structures of some sort. Inscription awareness.
I did it?
The barely noticeable words in shaky handwriting read, "Touch the darkness and the darkness will accept you." The darkness swirls beneath your feet, a void of impenetrable gloom. You do not hear a single sound from the depths of the pit, no wailing wind, no rustle of dust. Examine the pit. The bright daylight cannot pierce the darkness lying over the slopes. The longer you look into its depth, the stronger the feeling grows that this darkness isn't just an absence of light. It is something immeasurably vast, endless, capable of reaching the farthest stars or swallowing a galaxy. Through sheer force of will, you avert your gaze. Hi everyone, am I too late for Twitch drops? What's up, Yuri? Yeah, there's no drops happening at the moment that I know of. Heinrichs peers into the darkness in the depths of the pit. You feel the touch of an otherworldly chill. The interrogator arches an eyebrow. Whatever this phenomenon may be, there is no warp sorcery within it. Lean over and stretch your hand into the darkness. At the edge of your consciousness, you sense something slimy and intangible answering your invitation for contact. It seeps into your thoughts, tasting your emotions. Surprise and curiosity envelop you, but these feelings are not your own. Willpower, step away from the hole. Each step takes a tremendous effort. It feels as if you're being smothered from the inside, grinding your very being to dust, to the point where your heart might just jump out of your chest. But you stubbornly continue walking until the alien thoughts release you and the illusion immediately falls away. Okay. Alright, spooky.
One step
Rusty
at a
cogitator.
time, amidst the madness.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
Numerous ropes and cables end abruptly at the very edge of the pit, vanishing into the gathering darkness.
Rusty bridges over dusty trenches.
Yeah, that was only for 3 days, sadly. Yeah, I thought so.
Fascinating.
Well, it depends if
Truly,
they're
the mind
talking about
boggles.
Road Trader or Guild Wars 2.
Remind me again why we've come all this way.
Road Trader had drops for a few weeks. Guild Wars 2 just had it for 3 days, which ended recently.
In this tapestry of a world,
Carved pattern.
I am the rogue thread.
The surface is covered in countless scratches, and you can discern some logic in them. Someone began by scratching in strange symbols, but then defaced them, adding extra marks and lines. Rudimentary tools and devices are now covered in a layer of dirt and local flora. Okay. So this place just has a pit down to the underworld. Adamantine. Ba-da-ba-da. Cargo. Repair ship. How much scrap value? Oh, it's right there. Okay, upgraded our hull a bit. Could try that out? Let's see how that does in combat. Saving. A report shows up on your personal cogitator screen. Unknown ships are towing the Interstellar Sextant, a cargo ship belonging to one of Footfall's wealthiest traders. It looks like the pirates have bitten off more than they can chew and have now been forced to drag the ship to a more secluded place before they can plunder it undisturbed. Attack the pirates. As soon as they see you, the escort ships charge into battle at once, while the captive sextant powers up its warp engines. Unless you interrupt the preparation for the jump, the cargo ship will forever vanish beyond the veil of the Immaterium, along with all the riches it is carrying. Send all available forces to intercept the Interstellar Sextant. Don't let it get away! Evening all. Sup, Cal? So, we're gonna have multiple ships, and one of them is trying to bolt. Probably that one at a time.
Rings out across our decks.
Unleash our fury.
We surrender. Alright, cool. We've stopped that ship from getting away. And we did unfortunately put her back to that one. Spin! Let's try spinning, that's a neat trick. Can't reach it. Ah, my hole. Is that it? I guess this guy still? Can't reach it. Alright, so he's trying to get away. But there's also some others that just arrived. Oh, nice. Dude, he took that one out fast. We're kind of stuck here? We need to turn around, but there's a ship in the way. Oh, hold on, we can do this. There we go. I was actually very confused. I was like, what am I supposed to do here?
Unleash our fury.
Can't quite reach it. Boarding party? No, it's one tile too far away.
Set course.
Oh, can't shoot that again. I guess that one gave up. Yeah, I don't think we can stop that one. I think it's too far.
Point master, if you please.
Battle's over. All right. We got the main ship, but yeah, one of the little pirate ships got away. Starbreaker lance weapon seems to be a downgrade. All right, repair as needed. Points of interest, already explored, already explored, already explored. Okay, nice. All right. All right, cool. I think. Oh, there's a call for help over here. I think at this point, that is a really good stopping point to save it. So I'm gonna hit F5 and save our progress, and we will pick back up with the Road Trader playthrough from here next time. All right, with that chat, we can take a moment to swap to the Guild Wars 2 category and cover the news real quick and make a YouTube video. So, hang on. Didn't want to sneeze in your ear, excuse me. Okay, here, let's go over today's news. We got this right here. All right, so 723 deep dive blog. That is Wednesday. 723 video featurette first look, which is probably going to be of the Antiquary and the, what else was it? The Evoker and the Troubadour. 725 live stream with devs at 12 p.m. on Twitch. Doesn't say time zone. Awesome. I don't know if that's 12 p.m. Eastern, which is the normal time that they do their videos, or if that's 12 p.m. Pacific time. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Mark your calendars, ready your theories. There's much more info to come about the new elite specs. Okay, hang on just a minute. Guild Wars 2 category. Covering new... typo. There we go. All right, so with that, let's open up another tab here. And Guild Wars 2. And it's always 12 p.m. somewhere. Yeah. So it's surely going to be those three. Okay, and then 8/20 is the open beta, which is like a month away. All right, so let's see. 1, week 2, week 3. That's what? That's kind of odd. So 25 there's a stream. August 1st there's a stream. The 8th there's a stream. And then the 20th to the 27th, which is... This is really misleading. It says week 4, but this is like 2.5 weeks after this. So I guess it's like the 4th week of Elite stuff, but it's nowhere near the other weeks. It's interesting. Okay. All right, let's get to it, chat. Let's get to it. All right, hello Guild Wars 2 gamers, Mukluk here. Today is Monday, July 21st, and we've got a little bit of Guild Wars 2 news that some of you might be interested in. This comes from the Guild Wars 2 Twitter. I'm sure they probably posted this on Blue Sky and Instagram as well, but I just happened to see it on Twitter first. Sorry, X. So, we have got a schedule here. They mentioned in a recent blog post thing that they were going to do a thing where for multiple weeks in a row on Wednesdays, they would give us a blog with a sneak peek at what the upcoming Elite specializations could do. And then on the Friday of that same week, we would get a live stream with devs. They were going to show it, more and more. The first of those is coming up this week. So, on the 23rd, which is Wednesday 2 days from now, there is going to be a deep dive blog and a video featurette first look. I would presume that is, it says Elite Specializations 1 through 3. The only 3 that we have, well, I should say the 3 we have the most information on, which is not a lot, but the 3 we have the most information on is the Troubadour, the Evoker, and the Antiquary. Antiquary? I've heard of the word antiquarian before this guy came out. I've never heard of this word, so I'm not positive how to say it. Antiquary. The Indiana Jones. Troubadour, Evoker, and Indiana Jones. I would imagine that those 3 are going to be what is talked about this week. So the Thief, Mesmer, and Ellie Mains, you guys are up first. Rejoice. And then on Friday, we are going to get more information. Now, again, some of this I am presuming, but I think these are pretty safe guesses. Also, I didn't make a video on it because it seemed like so little to make a video on. However, since the last time I made a news video, this tweet came out. And it says, you know the Troubadour, the Evoker, and the Antiquary. Who do you think gets Gale Shot and Luminary? So, presumably, these are names of 2 more elite specs. I'm like 99% sure the Gale Shot is Ranger. The Gale Shot is going to be that Ranger that appeared to be summoning a bow made out of wind and feathers into their hand. I don't know what it does, but I'm guessing that's Gale Shot. Luminary, I'm less sure on. Back when I played EverQuest, the Shaman class could upgrade into a Luminary, and then Luminary upgraded into an Oracle. So in my mind, a Luminary is a type of Shaman. In this game, the closest thing to a Shaman in this universe is like a Ritualist, and I'm hoping that that is just simply going to be called Ritualist. Luminary, illuminate, to like illuminate, to light up, maybe Guardian, because, you know, they often use blue flames and light in their abilities, and a lot of people saying that one class that looks like Guardian is the one with the blue lamp thing floating behind it. That might be it. It makes just enough sense to me that I would accept that. But those 2 names have been revealed since the last time we spoke. Going back to the most recent tweet, the next week 2 for 3 more specializations and week 3 for the last 3 specializations are going to be the following 2 weeks. So this week, there is going to be the first 3. Next week, the next 3. And the following week is the next 3. However, week 4, this is interestingly written, is not the immediate week after. So the 25th of July is the first dev stream. The 1st of August is the next dev stream. The 8th of August is the next dev stream. That's 3 Fridays in a row. But then skipping ahead about a week and a half to August 20th is when the open beta starts. And then from the 20th to the 27th, which is a Wednesday to the next Wednesday, so a week long, is when we get to try them out in-game, which was an awesome event that they did for both End of Dragons and also Secrets of the Obscure with the Weapon Master stuff. That's when we get to, if they do it the same as last time, what they did before is during this time period, they added more character slots to your account. And on those character slots, you could create a new character, and it would just immediately pop out as level 80 with a copy of everything that was in your bank. So you could, have that character use any weaponry that was in your bank, legendaries that you've got on your account, whatever. And then the new character has access to all of the stuff in the beta. So the new character, if it's a necromancer, could become a harbinger, back when End of Dragons came out. Or during the Soto one, the new character could equip ranger maces, even though your normal ranger couldn't equip maces. Stuff like that. So it's a chance to try it out early and be like, yo, this is OP, yo, this sucks. Revenant Spear when it came out. And it gives them a chance to, get that feedback and decide if they want to change anything. And I think that's it. So, Troubadour, Evoker, and Antiquary, you guys are probably going to get a lot of information in 2 days. Gale Shot and Luminary, we've had teased, so that might be 2 of the 3 that we'll hear about next week. And we've got a schedule here. The next 3 Wednesdays and Fridays, I'll have a lot of additional info for you guys. I will put it up in YouTube video form, so if anyone can't make it to the streams and wants like a TLDR, I'll try my best to provide that. Or if you want to watch it live, the one thing this doesn't say is what time zone. It says at 12 p.m. on Twitch. Now, usually, when they do updates, like on Tuesdays, they happen at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 9 a.m. Pacific. And I think their company is centered in Pacific Time Zone. So 12 p.m. on Twitch on Friday, assuming that's PST, is going to be 3 p.m. my time, which means I wouldn't get to it until the evening stream. So I would imagine this is PST. I wish that they had specified it here, but if any of you are interested in watching it live, that's all the information we have on date and time if you want to mark your calendars. And if you don't have the time to watch it live, I will have a video soon after that. And I think that's everything we got for today. So if you've got any other questions, problems, thoughts, concerns, or predictions, put them in the comment section down below, and I'll fight you there. Okay, there we go. ANET is in Seattle. I know! I'm going out to the meet and greet at the end of August. I am very excited about that, chat. All right, awesome. That is done. Bop, bop. We have got the news covered. And with that, chat, I'm going to wrap up the morning stream here. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you guys had fun during our power flickers and rogue tradering. I'll be back this evening for Mutiny Monday, where Flute Girl and I will continue to be trying to tackle the Rift Breaker 2 version 2.0 beta with the multiplayer update. We've been having a lot of fun with that the last few Mondays, and I'll be back for that if you wish to join us. And I'll be on Guild Wars 2 almost the whole day tomorrow if you want to hang out then. As always, please hit the follow button if you're here on Twitch for the first time. Subscribe if you're here on YouTube for the first time. Here's links to my 2 YouTube channels if you want to see all the videos that we put out. And a special thank you to our dear patrons. They keep this channel alive with their support, and there's a link to that in the chat if you're interested. You guys have a fabulous rest of your day, and if you're watching on the Twitch side, I'm going to raid someone else just to support someone in the community, so stick around for just a minute. Let me see who is live right now. Let's see. Oh my gosh, there's so many people in the Guild Wars 2 section, and I know, like, none of them. I know absolutely none of them. Let's see, I haven't played Guild Wars 2 since Heart of Thorns. Okay, here's a guy named Mr. Happy, who's currently playing Guild Wars 2. I don't know him. We're gonna meet him together. We're going to see if he's good peeps. See you guys over there. Have a good one, and I will be back tonight. Later.
But you know, how is this thing still obstructed?